Yes, 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 yes. Welcome one, welcome all. You're listening to AEIOU, one of the songs that we're working on for the new Medicine Music Collective 3 project. Can you hear the music? If you can hear the music, say yes, I can hear the music. If you can feel the vibe, say yes, I can feel the vibe. If you're ready to be inspired, say yes, ready to be inspired. If you're ready to elevate, say yes, ready to elevate. If you're ready to let go, say yes, I'm ready to let go. If you're ready to allow yourself to be your best self, and say yes, I allow. This track, AEIOU, is one that helps to tune up the major chakras. Just by saying AEIOU, those sounds, those tones, those frequencies, in that rhythm, in that melody, begins to open up those blocked energy centers that they call chakras. AEIOU. So open up to the newness of now. Open up to the greatness of possibilities in this new world, in this new time. Yes, it's beautiful. Welcome one, welcome all. We're living in an amazing time. A time that has never existed before. We're in a new place, in space. In the universe, we're sitting in a brand new place that we've never been before. There are opportunities that have never existed before. What they call the junk DNA is coming online right now. DNA expresses itself based on the environment. Your genes in no way are determining your life. It's your vibration. It's your mood. It's the space that you decide and choose to put yourself in. When we focus on what we can control, then that circle becomes larger and larger. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you would like. The question is, what is your destination? Where would you like to go? Where would you like to be? What would you like to feel? If we are, in fact, captains of the ship, the vessel, the body that we're in, then we must realize that 90% of every journey is course correction. 90% of every journey is course correction. That means we have to tune up, recalibrate, reconnect, redirect. Focus on the goal. That is the goal. That's how we create the goal mind. It may not always be easy. In fact, for some of us, it will be an extreme challenge. But if you're constantly focusing on the goal and focusing on the things that you can control, it may only be your breath, but just controlling the breath can change everything around us. You see, when you take control of your breath, your subconscious, which is normally playing back old files, old ideas, it switches into the mode of recording new ideas. If the new idea is about possibility and about change and augmentation, transmutation, if that is the new goal, then when we breathe deeply, we take over the old recording, the old playback files that are in the subconscious. And when you're breathing, you take control of your diaphragm. And by doing that, it shifts the mindset away from what was. Each time we inhale, we're energizing. Whatever you're thinking about, you're energizing. No matter what it is, when you inhale, you're energizing. And when you're exhaling, you're releasing. So let's do that right now. Before we get any further into this talk, let's breathe and inhale new energy. And exhale the things we no longer desire or need. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, focusing on just nothingness for a second. and exhale as we release. Now let's do that in a certain sequence that takes us into meditation. This is going to be a quick lesson in meditation for those of you who would like. Let's inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now let's inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more cycle, one more round. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. That alone, just that exercise takes you into a state in between sleeping and awake. It's called the theta state. The theta state is the state of brainwave activity when we're in between two places. We're on the bridge between two places. That right there, just that alone can change your state. It's great to do that when we're going from one state to another. Let's say you've gone to a place of business or you're going to visit someone and you sit in your automobile and just breathe for a minute. That allows a transition space before you go into the new place. Some people say, well, I take the bus. Well, just before you walk through the door, breathe. And before you react to what somebody said, maybe you should breathe a little bit. Because that changes the state. It changes your circulation. Circulation is very important. How you move, when you move, how you distribute your energy is all about circulation. Your blood vessels are spiraling through your body. Your nerves are spiraling through your body. The moon is spiraling around the earth. The earth is spiraling around the sun. The old name of the sun is Solaris. Soul, sun. Solaris is spiraling around Sirius, our spiritual sun, our mother sun. And they say Sirius is spiraling around Vega. And Vega is spiraling around Lyra, the word, the lyric, the sound, the tone, the frequency. Everything is circulating in spirals. When you realize that everything is spiraling, instead of things going around in circles, when you realize that history is not repeating itself, everything changes. Because then you can breathe. Then you can exhale and let go of what was and what they said and what they said about you and who you thought you were. And you can change because now you become a changeling. You are breathing new life, creating new life in every moment. It's up to you as long as you're able to breathe deeply. Because when we're challenged many times, we take short breaths. We breathe very shallow. That tells the body that we're in fight or flight. Something's wrong. Something's off. And if the body is always in fight or flight, then the immune system is never coming online. Did you realize that the immune system only really works correctly when we are at peace, when we're at rest, or we're in joy, or we're happy? Did you know that? Are you aware that our immune systems turn off and turn down when we're stressed? Do you realize that? So if you're stressed most of the time because you're listening to the news, you're listening to the gossip, or you're living and acting like a victim, your immune system shuts down. Did you realize that? People who have healthy immune systems, they breathe deeply and they're able to let drama go. They have something they do. It could be yoga, it could be martial arts, walking, making love, laughing, something, swimming, jumping on the trampoline. Did you know just jumping on the little trampoline can change everything? That really helps your circulation, just jumping on the trampoline. You know, you got those little small trampolines for one person. How many of you have one of those? And they call them bouncers. Just that movement up and down begins to move the lymphatic fluid, which is also a spiritual or spiritual network. We got to move the old energy. We've got to let go of the leaves, just like the trees in fall. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to change the page, turn the page? Are you ready to start a new book, create a new song, have a new rhythm? Are you ready to get out of the loop? See, a lot of people today have chosen and elected and selected to be caught up in a loop. The music is loopy. It's the same 4 bars or 2 bars. It's going around and around, and they're saying things over the same groove. It doesn't move. That's most of the really commercial music. Doesn't have a true life force. It doesn't have a true beginning, middle, and end, and a hook, and an orgasm. When we're in circulation mode, it's about tension and release. When we breathe, it's about tension and release. Otherwise, we get into retention and we're holding on to so many things, believing in so many ideas, being so confused, caught up in perpetual stress, which releases us from a long life. When we're caught up in mass distraction, that creates mass destruction. And a lot of it is what we're doing to ourselves. We'd love to blame someone else. We'd love to say it's their fault. They did it. Even when something is good, we want to give it up to somebody else. We could do something great and we say, thank God. Maybe we should thank ourselves first, because we're part of the God system. We're part of the universal God system. We are one piece, one particle, one being within the omni beings, in the omniverse, in the eververse. We've got to thank ourselves and give ourselves credit and celebrate new life. Celebrate new life. Celebrate even your small successes. How many of you do that? When is the last time you've celebrated? Healthy people celebrate often. Wealthy people, well, not all of them, but a lot of them celebrate often. Successful people, you have to give yourself credit for each step, even if that step is not a big step. A small step equals a big step, or a small steps equal big steps. We're all winners. Choose yourself to be a winner. Jump in the winner's circle. Stop waiting to be chosen. Stop waiting for people to tell you you're a winner. Stop waiting for someone to give you an award or a symbol or a statue. That's an idol. A lot of times we're into idol worship. We're worshiping idols. We're worshiping ideas. Why? Because we may have been trained that way. We may have been trained to speak a certain way. We may have been trained to live and to exist in the struggle and to be strugglers, to be victims and to vote victocrat, to vote based on fear. Once you become aware that many of the choices that we made up until the age 25 were not accurate choices, because our central processing unit, our brains, only are developed by the age of 25. That means it's not fully developed until you're 26. Did you know that? Think about how you were coerced and pushed and programmed and processed to make choices and decisions before it was time. Once you realize that I chose sometimes based on my family, based on the love or wanting to love or to be validated by somebody else. Some of that was not for us, by us. We just wanted to keep the parents happy, keep the aunts and uncles happy, keep the friends happy, keep the government happy. Happiness is fleeting. Somebody said, yeah, that's why auto insurance decreases at 26. Did you know that? It says why? Because you don't have a full brain until you're 25. But look how many choices some folks have made by 25. That these choices were so deep and so dire that they don't know how to get out of it. Now, they don't know how to get out of this rhythm until you become aware of it. Once you're aware that you may have made choices based on duress, based on being under arrest, based on being in a family that was afraid, based on a family that was under oppression. Whether it was physical, mental, or spiritual, a lot of the things that we were into were based on oppression. And I've said it many times. A people or a person or a being that is oppressed for long periods of time begins to agree or live and swim in the water of oppression. Those same people many times become oppressive. They may not oppress other people, but they may oppress themselves. We've been under 2,000 years of manipulation, of oppression. That's what they call the age of Pisces, the fish. The time of what they call Jesus. And now that we've moved out of that age, a lot of people still hold on to the vibration and the energy of that time. And it's challenging, and it's not easy to let go of that. Which is why a lot of folks will fight and argue for their own weakness, to validate their weakness, to validate their disease, to validate their problems. They will fight you because they grew up in it, and that's the family. That is their language of love, struggle, competition. Winner takes all. Me, me, me. Survival, 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 survival. Fight to the death. We could sit here all day and talk about how these things were done to us, what these corporations are doing to us, what the enemy is doing to us. A lot of times we're doing it to ourselves. We do it to our children, not realizing that they're not fully developed at 16, 17, 18. I remember at 10, 12 years old, they kept asking me, what are you going to do when you grow up? That's the question your relatives ask you. What are you going to do when you grow up? How do I know? Well, I got to get there first. I'm not grown up, so you're going to ask me to make a decision or a choice as a child about when I grow up? We got to get there first, okay? Who are you going to be when you get there? How do I know who I'm going to be? I'm not working on all my brain cells yet. They're not there yet. This is what a lot of us came up through. But this actually can work for us. Because now you've got an excuse to break out of the mental prison. Now you've got a chance to have an excuse. You want an excuse? Let's use that one. Well, I was never totally developed until I was 25, so a lot of the choices I made back then, I made them under duress. I made them because I was half-brained. If I only had a brain. Stop forcing your children to choose that way, to choose their career, to choose their wives, to choose their friends, to choose their husbands. To choose your career, you got to choose your career when? When you're half-brained, you're half-wit. The foods that we ate a lot of anti-foods. Foods that sucked more energy from us than they could give to us. Iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce takes more energy to digest than it can ever give to your body. Did you know that? Did you know that peanuts and cashews are full of something called lectins. Not all peanuts. Now, there is some natural peanuts out there. Now, I'm talking about the mainstream, I don't want to say brand names. Lectins. These are plant ingredients that the plant is using to protect its young, to protect its seeds, to protect its fruit. And they disrupt your digestion. Did you know that? Are you aware of that? If you eat a raw cashew, they say you won't even live the day. But once we dry it out and give it to you in the market, it's okay. Well, it has less of the toxin. And maybe some of you do well with cashew. Some people do well. Cashew was one of the foods that I realized whenever I ate it, I was on, I was not myself. I was a zombie. I was having adverse reactions. But I didn't tie it to the cashew until I stopped eating everything else and said, let me just have a cashew. I stopped eating everything. Let me just have a peanut. Certain foods, if we reduce everything out and add certain foods in slowly and see how we react, we will find out what's best for us. But the programming that we got as children was that something was good for you. Certain holidays were good for you. Certain colognes were good for you. You may not have known that the average cologne, which started out with waste material, which actually started out with shit. How many of you know that? Rotten animals. This is the average commercial cologne. Starts with the worst smell you could ever imagine. That's the root of your average cologne, water of the toilet. And you were told that this smell is good for you. Always put on some cologne when you go out on a date, which covers up your natural smell, which came from a people, right? From a people who maybe didn't bathe. But your natural pheromones, your natural energy, your natural smell is what attracts what you desire. You may not have known that. You may not have realized it. You may not have realized that most of the cereals that we ate as children were full of, manufacturing waste. A lot of the vitamins and things that they put in cereals, and even many of the multivitamins that people take are industrial waste. They're byproducts. Because, a lot of industries are into zero waste. Use everything. Nothing goes to waste. Maybe we can reprocess that and put it in another industry and have another product from the waste of something. Like fluoride. Brush your teeth, Johnny. Did you brush your teeth? Use your fluoride toothpaste. Maybe you weren't aware that fluoride was one of the most toxic substances known to man. Did you know that? A really good movie is The Great Culling, Water. Look it up. I think it's still maybe on YouTube. The Great Culling, Water. They talk about fluoride, where it came from, and how they couldn't dump this toxin, which was left over after aluminum manufacturing. They couldn't put it in any water. They couldn't take it to any country because it was so toxic. Nobody would let them dump it. So they decided to repurpose it and put it in toothpaste. As you're attempting to develop brain cells, take something and brush your teeth with something that actually destroys and causes retardation. That's right. A whole lot of us are retarded. We're not where we could be. We're not who we should be. We're not at the place where we should be at this particular age because we were reduced based on old habits. Yes, fluoride. It's in most of your water. Why? San Diego, California was one of the only states. Well, I think it was one city. It may have been Yeah, it was one city, San Diego. That is a city that refused it. I don't know what they're doing now, but they refused it because they knew that this was a toxic material. And they knew that this stuff affected brown, black, and red people, people with more melanin in their skin. Because what happens is the melanin that is present at the skin level, because everybody has melanin, okay? Everybody has it. And a lot of people have what you call neuromelanin, which is the coloring or the vibration in your neurons, your nerves. But your skin, if it's of a darker persuasion, if you're brown skin, even light brown, tan, or dark brown, darker than blue, that color is what's sucking in sunlight at a high velocity. It attracts sunlight. It helps to turn the sunlight into electrical energy for your body. Did you know this? Melanin converts sunlight into energy, much like the chlorophyll in a plant, which converts sunlight into energy. Now, let's say you're a child and they tell you got to put on sunblock. You're outside at the beach and you got this sunblock on, which is a chemical within a chemical within a chemical within a chemical. So now you're not getting the sunlight that you need to have enough energy to develop a healthy brain, to have healthy nerves, for your heart to beat correctly. It's that sunlight that's important. Are you aware that sunglasses block the natural sunlight from entering the eye unless you have full spectrum sunglasses? How many of you have even heard of full spectrum sunglasses that let all the light in while they shade your light from the brightness, your eyes from the brightness? How many of you know that? It's that sunlight that gives us life force energy. The lack of sunlight can cause so many illnesses and diseases like depression and sadness and wrong choice making. So, not enough sunlight, not enough sun energy, along with taking in things like fluoride. Along with taking your daily vitamin, which is sometimes, it's made of fillers and glue and industrial waste products. Yes. But we were choosing based on what was available, what we were being told. You can't blame your parents because they were told and their parents were told. A lot of these things imprisoned us, gave us habits and ways. But all of this can be changed in a blink of an eye. Are you ready to change that? Are you willing to change in a blink of an eye? Many of the fabrics that we wore, like polyester and rayon and these microfibers. What is a microfiber? What is it? Did you know that these chemical fabrics, these industrial waste, once again, what are we going to do with this extra stuff? Let's use it. Let's give it to Charlie and his family. Make it feel soft and fuzzy. And they can all cuddle up under this polyester acrylic while they all watch television and watch the lies and become visions. Now let's eat some snacks. Let's eat some food that eats us. You see, look what they're doing to us. No, this is what we chose. I'm not here to blame anybody. I'm here to allow you to allow yourself to think and wake up from the sleep. Yeah, you did it before you knew, but now you know. So now you can become responsible, able to respond. Are you able to respond? And as you sat and watched that TV, it taught you what beauty was, what love was. A lot of those shows was always about these rich people. If they were poor people, they were ignorant and foolish acting. And have you noticed that on every one of these shows that's a drama, a crime story, or something really serious, the men are always drinking liquor. They got a glass. They got like one glass that they've been using. They must have these glasses at the movie set where everybody's going to use this one glass that takes your whole hand and grips your right hand, huh? It's in your right hand, this liquor, this stuff that deadens nerves. And what they're using in the movies is usually isn't even actual liquor. But it says that you need liquor to cover up your issues so you don't wake up. You need to anesthetize the truth, cover it up so you don't feel the pain of being able to choose what's real, because sometimes choosing what's real is going to be a little painful. To get away from the candy counter, to get away from all of that stuff, it's going to be a little painful. To get away from the family for a minute and to get away from the lies, it's going to hurt a bit. Be ready for that. You may have to be alone just for a minute because as you travel this new path, a whole lot of the people who were caught up in rayon and caught up in polyester and watching the television and anesthetizing themselves and dumbing themselves down, those people, that's what they're caught on. They're hooked. It's a drug. A lot of things are like drugs. Did you know that the plastic clothes are sucking the life force energy out of your body? Did you know that? If you didn't, you know now. Yeah, it was cheap. It was on sale. Why was it on sale? Buy one, get 3 free. And then they might have half off of that. Cotton. Cotton is right at the same frequency as the body. So it doesn't take energy from the body like the polyesters. And they got other ones too. They got other names. You just know that they're not natural fabrics. They don't sound natural. 100% organic cotton gives energy to your body. Linen, which is flax, gives energy to your body. 5,000 energy units. Just the frequency of 5,000. This is what it gives you. So my grandparents, their bedclothes were linen. They had a linen closet made out of cedar. Had a certain smell when you opened it. Y'all remember that? The cedar kept the moths out. Sleeping in linen gives you energy. Your dreams change. You feel rejuvenated when you awaken. Wool is another one. It gives you life force. Alpaca is another one. It's an animal. They give you life force. Hemp is another one. Gives you life force. Now be careful, because sometimes they'll have a product that's mixed with polyester. So our sleep is not whole. Our brain is not whole until we begin to fill it with newness. You have got to become responsible. We have got to vote to be winners. That's what you cast your vote. A winner. Cast your vote. Cast your vote. Elect. Electricity. Select. Elect. Select to cast your vote. Not give away your voltage. your electricity that you just pulled in from the sun. Each time you pick something, you're casting your vote. What are you voting for? What do you believe in? What are you following? Not just what you're picking in politics, is what you're picking in your life, which is politics too. When you pick, if you pick based on an ability, based on ability, pick things based on the best that I can do with what I have. Pick the best. Don't choose out of fear. Do research. Make a balanced decision or choice. The question is, what do you desire? What do you truly desire? So, okay, they lied to you, or they gave you some mistruths, or they sold you, or you were knocked over the head and you were programmed and you became like a zombie believing in this stuff. Well, wake up. Are you ready to wake up? Wake up, wake up, wake up. You can do it right now. Tonight, to now. Tomorrow becomes tomorrow. You can't fix yesterday. Okay, we didn't have our whole brains, but you have it now. And you could change something in a second. As I said in the beginning, it's about breathing. Breathing. Circulation. It's about movement. It's about playing again. Go to the playground. When is the last time you were at the playground? On the swings, on the slide. Whee! This tells the body, oh my God, we've changed. We're now using all of our brain cells. The fried brain cells will renew themselves if you begin to put new information in your brain and learn new things. Okay, so you've been through a challenge. Yes. You were tested. Yes. You've been through trial and tribulation. Yes, we all have. Each person's got a story. Almost everybody's got a hard luck story. Imagine the person that's got a story, but they've changed the story. The ending is up to you. The ending and how you live out your life is up to you. Each one of you listening, each one of you here has the ability to create what? A shift. Not waiting on the president, not waiting on the governor, the senator. Those are races. What about you? Are you ready to select yourself first? Are you ready to be the president of your life? Are you ready to be the senator of your life? Are you ready to be the governor of your life? Are you ready to be the CEO of your life? Are you ready to be the captain of your life? If you're ready, then this is a good time, because guess what? Those beings that you feel like did terrible things to us are having their own war. They got their hands tied. They're fighting for survival. Zero population growth is a serious thing. That means that things are changing and shifting right now. A shift is happening with all of us. If we focused on what's behind us and we live life driving the automobile through the rearview mirror, we will crash. You've got to focus ahead and only look once in a while into that rearview mirror just to figure out where you might be and where you came from, just a bit. Yeah, this is a good time. This is a beautiful time. If you claim it, you got to be it and become it and allow it. Allow something new. Do something brand new, something that you would never do. Try it. Some of the things they told you to be afraid of, you might need to go check out. The people they told me that was my enemies, I went and met them. And most of these people that I was told were my enemies were actually some of my best supporters. This is crazy. And even if they did not like me, when they met me, I brought my best self there and I shook their hands and gave them a hug. Even if I heard that they were my enemies. What is the inner me? Something in you. Have you read the book Outwitting the Devil? Who has read the book Outwitting the Devil? Do you know what it's saying? It's saying that the subconscious, the disagreeable subconscious, is your devil. And you must outwit the devil. You must outwit the past. You must outwit even your parents and your upbringing. You must outwit that. You must outwit the organizations that are trying to use you for what? Energy. Because most of it's about energy and commerce. You can outwit them. Are you ready to outwit them? Outwit the devil, even in you. Outwit your subconscious disagreeable self. Outwit your bad talk and your disagreeable thinking. Outwit the part of you that wants to judge other people and always talking mess and always got something disagreeable to say. You got to conquer that person. You have got to learn how to become a what? A hunter and a gatherer if you want to survive. And then we've got to go and transmute survival into thriving. The hunter and gatherer. First, you need to hunt down the ideas, the habits, and the things that you have been involved with that are sucking your life force energy out, that are keeping you off your path, that are keeping you from doing what's truly in your heart. What does your heart desire? What are your heart's desires? What were your heart's desires as a child? What did you do naturally? What were you passionate about? Speaking of that, I'm going to take a little passion. Y'all know about the passion elixir? Whoo, buddy. It's got a butterfly on it. Passion elixir at elevationtime.com. Somebody said, well, Dr. B, can you talk about this? Because in order to get to this next level, you must become passionate. Dr. B, how do you're always so passionate. You can either be passionate or passive. Woo! All right now. Whew. Passion elixir. It's for social anxiety, creativity, and sensual awareness. Elixir. Passion. This gets you pumped up. This gets you moving towards winning. How many of you out there are winners? How many of you out there would like to be winners? How many of you out there would like to keep winning? Passion. At elevationtime.com. Uh-oh. Somebody's asking, what's the discount code? Let me give it to you right now. So there's a discount code for everything that you like to invest in at elevationtime.com. And that discount code is ELEVATE. That will give you 10% off of everything in your cart over $99 or more. Everything you put in your cart at elevationtime.com up until Sunday at midnight, you will receive 10% off if you input the code ELEVATE just before you pay. Just before the shopping cart, it says to take care and pay. There's going to be discount code. Put ELEVATE for those of you who'd like to invest in yourself at elevationtime.com. But see, right now, I feel this energy beginning to move. This energy, what it does is so you have this cerebral spinal fluid that goes from the base of your spine all the way up into your head, into your brain, up the brainstem, and comes back. It circulates. It's chi, it's life force, it's kundalini. This gets that kundalini moving. so you can begin to what? Circulate. Once you begin to circulate and spiral, you begin to dance inside and you get that sexy feeling. You feel like, oh, wow, we got something to do now. Now you're ready to get up off your ass and get something happening. Passion. Be passionate about your goals. Be passionate about your new life. Be passionate about what you desire. You see, in the past, you may have been passionate about what your parents wanted for you. You were passionate about trying to make them happy, and they was never happy. You may have been passionate about trying to make your friends happy and joyful. You may have been passionate about being sarcastic. You may have been passionate about always trying to be the loudest and the funniest and always trying to look the best and look the sexiest and, always attracting energy so that you could, use that as a shield against the way you really felt deep inside. It's time to get passionate, y'all, about what you desire. It's time to learn how to ask for what you truly desire. It's time to move towards what you desire by knowing how to ask for it and how to attract it. Do you know how powerful this is? Dr. B, you're always so passionate. I'm always passionate because I always got a bottle of passion. And for those of you who are looking to be passionate in the evening hours or during the love life, you will be passionate on another level because it wakes you up. And when you woke up, can you say that? When you woke up, you're ready to break up with things that are disagreeable and let it go. Break up with the past. Yeah, it may have broken your heart, but guess what? Your heart's always repairing itself. There's genes that fix broken genes. So passion. It was always connected to sex. Who connected it to sex? You should be passionate about having some fun. Passionate about laughing. Passionate about being around people who are moving down the same path as you. My sister, she's been through some health challenges. And it's been a challenge because they threw a big one at her. I should say, life. And a lot of her friends who she always supported and helped may not have known what to do because she was the leader. She was their consultant. She was their confidant. She was their nursemaid. And she was always there. Every time I talked to my sister, even when she was young, she was always talking to people about raising their energy up, about doing better. She was their life coach. She was their counselor. And when she began to have this health challenge, a lot of her friends may not have been as supportive as they could be because they didn't know how. Sometimes when you're a leader or the person you look up to, even if it's your parents and they're going through something, you don't know what to do because they're always feeding you. You're always there to get the sustenance and the energy and the voltage and all of that passion that they have. You're there to get it from them. And if they don't have it because they're going through something, you're not sure how to support them. So my sister hikes and she walks and she exercises and she's my hero. She stays focused on winning no matter what. So she's hiking and she meets this group of people. They're like, hey, you hike here? Yeah, we hike here too. And it's a group of them that start hiking every day or weekly or whatever they do it together and as a group. And they create something called the Black People's Blue Zone. Do y'all know about the blue zones? The blue zones are these areas. Now, the Western world has researched them very well, and they found 7 blue zones. Actually, there's more, but they only researched these 7. And they said these blue zones were places where people in the community lived to be over 100, in their hundreds, centenarians, they call them. Look it up, blue zones. And they picked these 7 places and they went and interviewed the people. And they found out that one of the things that kept them together was the way they treated each other and the way they supported each other, the way they were there for each other. And a lot of people who are part of the group have been through some serious health challenges. So they really are there together, attempting to create, heaven out of hell. So my sister's story it's about to be famous because she's done some things that nobody can do. She's thrived past the period that the doctors said. What she's doing is impossible. But what they don't know is that she's on all kinds of herbs. She's on everything that I have, everything that I create. She says, send me some, send me some, send me some. She's making smoothies. She's drinking, water that's been energized. She's energizing her life, even though it's a challenge each day. But she has this group. And recently they took her they got her a Airbnb by the ocean. This is the group, the Blue Zone group. Not the blue zone that these people, research. This is a blue zone that's being created by some people that ain't on the map. They ain't been on Oprah because Oprah had a whole show about the blue zones. And they brought food and music and they had poetry and they had fun out by the ocean and they listened to the waves and they did sound baths and all these things to celebrate my sister, which also when you celebrate, your body doesn't know that you're celebrating somebody else. You're vibrating your cells too. And when you celebrate, you create new life. My sister was having some issues breathing before this event. After this event, her breathing is restored. Because guess what? She was around a group of people that was there to support her, not people that look down on you, not people that feel sorry for you, because that's not love, feeling sorry for people. They were there to support her. What do you need? How can we help? They put messages in a bottle. They danced around. They played. They had great food. And they did this for days. And it changed the whole angle of my sister's life. And then the people, they were talking, they're doing a documentary now. This Sister Theon, Dr. Theon. She's doing a documentary on this Black blue zone that they've created, where the people in this group are living longer and having more ease because they come together in fellowship as a group. So they interview my sister and other people who are going through challenges, and they mentioned Dr. B. And they're like, who is this Dr. B? And folks within the group begin to go look at Dr. B. That's your brother? Yes, that's my brother. We need to interview him. And it's crazy because it's been maybe 6 months since we talked about doing this interview, and so many things were in the way, because when you're moving towards something that's great, you're going to receive opposition. You're going to come upon, potholes and hills and mountains and cliffs and cliffhangers and all kinds of things, because everything is connected to its opposite. And when you're moving towards success, there's also going to be a gravity effect of things behind you pulling you down unless you stay focused on what you desire. Remember, 90% of your trip is course correction. 90% of your journey is course correction. 90% of your life is course correction. Well, today, the people came and interviewed me. The Black Blue Zone. And I was so enjoyed. Is that a word? Enjoyed. I was so enjoyed to do this, to talk from the Dr. B perspective about becoming a blue zone, creating blue zones. How many of y'all out there would like to create a blue zone where you let go of some of the friends and family you got that's talking you down and feeling sorry for you, and hook up with some people who are all focusing on what? Moving to the same direction, a tribe, a winner circle. People who are passionate about winning. People who are passionate about each day, using each day to its maximum. You don't know how long you're going to live. How do you know? You're assuming you're going to be around. You've jumped to the conclusion that you're just going to be here. You're planning for something 10 years away. You better plan today, to now. Tomorrow is what we got right now. So you got to do your very best every day. That's how you live. That's how you expand. Be passionate about today. Be passionate about each breath. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to live right now? Or are you going to stay stuck in the past and talk about what had happened and keep talking about the past and how history repeats itself when it has never? No two leaves are the same. No two blades of grass. No two moments are the same. Everything is slightly different. You get to recreate every moment. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to breathe differently and circulate your energy and be passionate about who you are? You don't have to be anything for anybody. You've got to be yourself, for yourself, by yourself, with yourself first before you join a group. Because when you join a group, you need to bring yourself 100% to the group. So now we're talking about creating blue zones. All of us together here is basically like a blue zone. Because most of us here are talking about what? Changing our lives. We're talking about seeking better life. We're seekers. How many seekers in the house? So we're not waiting for somebody to save us. We're not waiting for somebody to change our own internal laws. We're not waiting for somebody to be in the White House. You got to be in the right house. And that right house is in you. Voting for yourself for one time, if only for one night. It'd be so right. Don't tell everybody. Stop telling everybody what you're doing. Because a lot of folks who are living in fear, who have an underdeveloped brain, are going to be afraid for you. And a lot of folks are afraid for you in the name of love. We just afraid for you. We love you. Well, wait a minute. How does love and afraid work in the same sentence? How are they both in your heart? Oh, this is fear cloaked as love. He was afraid. We just thought something bad happened because you hadn't called for a few days. I'm over on Love Island, taking Dr. B's passion, right? Living my life, vacating. I went on a vacation. Well, you got to tell us when you go because we were so worried. See, y'all putting voodoo on my trip. That's why I didn't tell you where I was going. Just leave. Well, you didn't answer your phone. You always answer your phone. I won't be answering the phone all that much anymore because when I see it ring, I know it's drama. You know when that phone rings, sometimes you see that number, you know who's calling, drama's calling. As soon as you pick it up, how you doing? Oh, Lord, you heard what happened? What happened? I was just watching the TV and they said, did you hear about the news? They said next year, 2025, we all going to be in prisons. They're going to lock everybody away in 2025. Who told you this? Read Outwitting the Devil. The devil says, I'm the one that puts those ideas in your mind. I create the news, the schools. I created the church, all of these things. That's what it says in Outwitting the Devil. And you're afraid of these things and you live life running from yourself. But until you begin to choose your path and not drift, that's the key. When you never drift, then the devil can't get you. It don't have time. It can't find you. When you're sending out an alert of drama, and your language is drama, and you're trauma bonded to more drama, and you're always talking about the problems, you attract it. And then you eat some food that has anti-nutrients, and guess what? Now you become sick of your own self. Even some of your health foods are not really that healthy. Some of these things have got so many genetically modified organisms in it, and you're talking about it's built in the plant? It is. It's plant-based. Plant-based don't mean good. It could be just built and made in a plant, manufactured. with industrial waste. You got to read, and you got to learn how to test. The class that we're doing on Saturday is going to teach you how to test your food, how to test your choices and your decisions, because the body never lies. When you learn kinesiology, when you learn the muscle testing to choose what's best for you, not best for your family, not what's best for your friends and your wife and your husband or whatever you got. You got to learn what's best for you. And there's a special way to ask a question to get a proper answer for you. So this Saturday, the class, the body never lies. Your body knows the truth. Your cranial brain can lie. In fact, most of what you've been taught is not true. Most of what you've been taught in schools and in colleges is not based on fact. They're based on theories and thinkables. Thinkables. There we go. Theories and thinkables. They're ideas that somebody thought up that sounded good, and they put it in a big book, and they got their name on the school, and they are now professors professing to be very intelligent. You don't know. You never thought about how 1 times 1 could never equal 0. Zero. There's another one. Zero, a new number. Zero. A cereal of numbers. Zero. This would be good, huh? To have a nice, healthy cereal and call it Zero. But when you take 1 times 0, shouldn't you still have the 1? It was times nothing. I times it times 0. How does that come up 0? So if I take this bottle and I multiply it times nothing, should I still have the bottle? See, there's some faulty fundamentals in the math, in the language, in history. Who told you history? The winners tell the history. The people who lost can't tell you the history. The people with money, they print the books. Those are not all the books. Those are not all the stories. Those are the ones that got chosen and promoted and became bestsellers. Or, this person had this book, so now they're a professor of college over at blah, 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 because they have a theory and a theorem of something that they think that sounds really good. But most of what you taught sounded good, felt good, but it wasn't based in reality. Right now, when they tell you how many of certain people are on the planet, this number about how many black people are in the United States, they've had this number since the 60s. So no new black people grew. We stayed the same. We're still a minority. It's only a few of us. They keep telling you that over and over, so you believe it. So when you go out, your reticular activating system looks for more of what you believe. So you see only a few black people. And you see these movies of the future, right? You ever see these movies of the future and it's like 1, 2 black people? I don't even see any indigenous Americans. In the future, I never see any people from South America, Mexico, Hawaiians. In the future, I just see a lot of white folks. And a few others flung in just for effect. Because it tells you that there's more white people than anybody else. This affects white people. It doesn't help them. Because even they're being programmed by the story. And it's not them telling the story. This is the people that run the world who are in population control. That's why I love Star Trek. Because in Star Trek, it was the first television show, the first series that had people of all races, all the ones they could find, represented. And they were all in positions of power, represented on the ship, the Starship Enterprise. They were on a 5-year mission to seek out new life and to go where no man has gone before. In every story, I'm talking about the original Star Treks, was based on some metaphysical science. Did you know that? Where's the book? I'm looking for a book, y'all. Hold on. Y'all got a minute? Can I look for this book? Okay, hold on. Here we go. Do you know this book, Through Alien Eyes? By Wesley H. Bateman. Those of you who are in the pyramids and Egypt and ancient studies and aliens and UFOs, get this book. By Wesley H. Bateman, a Federation telepath. This guy was in contact with these people of the Federation, beings from other worlds who were all working together to try to wake up humanity, to welcome us into the Federation of the universe. Yeah, there's beings on all kind of planets. There's all kind of stuff. They don't want you to know this. Why don't they want you to know? Because then you'll break free when you realize that you're not even from the planet. We're travelers. So this guy was channeling these beings that were trying to help us change. They made him look like a fool. So he took the book, wrote the book, and gave it to the man who created Star Trek. And he says, hey, make this into a series, a book about these travels through space and sometimes through time, so we can realize how vast the universe is. You think that it's just us? It's just us. We're the only intelligent thinking beings. We're not that intelligent. We're not as intelligent as the bees and the birds. You think you're more intelligent than them? They're not going to wear no polyester wings. Could you see a bird flying with polyester wings? It would kill it. Do you know what happens if the beehive got some fluoride in it? Every bee would die and it would kill the queen. It would cause colony collapse disorder. Think about that. Think about the animals eating these foods that were never meant to be eaten. Think about it. When dogs get sick, they go eat grass. Along with cats and other animals, they eat certain herbs. They know more about herbs than we do. We're just finding out about them. Think about the ants. Do you know how organized the ant population is? These are some of the most intelligent things there are. They don't have politics. They're not trying to vote. They know who the queen is. And if you don't know who the queen is, you're going to get your head bit off. You got to put some respect on Queen Ant's name. She put some respect on my name. You come in talking crazy and acting foolish, and you went out and brought some toxins home. She tells the worker ants, bring him over here. They drag him down, and she bites his head off. Don't you ever. Because that ant that has lost its mind will destroy the whole hive. All the ants could die if they keep going around, believing in this foolishness. Take a milkshake. Go get you your fast food milkshake. Pour it on the ground. It's got sugar in it and sweet stuff, so it seems like the ants would come and eat it. They don't. Do you know why an ant will not eat a fast food what you call milkshake? Do you know why? Because they're intelligent. Because they can feel the vibration of it. Can you feel the vibration of this milkshake or the fast food? Can you feel the vibration of this relationship before you get into it? Can you feel the vibration of a book and see if you should read it or not? Can you feel it before you get into it? So the ants walk over to the milkshake. They see the spilled milkshake on the ground. And guess what? What an ant knows intuitively is powerful. Check this out. A typical artificial strawberry flavor, like the type found in fast food shakes, contains the following ingredients: amyl acetate, amyl butyrate, amyl valerate, anthanol, ansanol forminate, benzoyl acetate, benzoyl isobutyrate, butyric acid, cinnamol isobutyrate, cinnamyl, valerate, cognac essential oil, dicetyl, dipropylene ketone, ethyl acetate, ethyl ketone, ethyl butyrate, ethyl cinnamate, ethyl hepitonate, ethyl hepylate, ethyl lactate, ethyl methylphenylglycerate, ethyl nitrate, ethyl propylene, ethyl valerate. What is this ethyl? Right? Sound like gasoline to me, ethos, esters of gas or petroleum. Heliotropin, heliophenyl 12 butone, and ionol, isoantherate, isobuterol, butyrate, lemon essential oil, maltitol, 4-methylcellulophenone, methylantherate, methylbenzenate, methylcinnamate, methylhepatone, carbonate, methylnappy ketone. That sounds like some hair, don't it? But it ain't. Methyl mint essential oil, neroli essential oil, nerolin, isobutyrate, orris butter, phenyl alcohol, rose rum, and guess what? Y undercalitone. I'm not even saying these words correctly all the time. Vanillin, and a solvent. Did you know this? This is in your average fast food. This is in the shake. Don't let me start talking about what's in the soda and what's in the rest of the food that you're eating at the fast food spot. The ant knows this. That little black ant knows. Just in case you're interested, this is from the book Fast Food Nation. Fast Food Nation. You can open to any page in this book, blow your mind. It's by Eric Schlosser. I think I'm saying it correctly. You want to talk about the ants? The bugs are not intelligent. They would never do a lot of the things that we do. That's intelligence. They know how to make a choice because guess what? They get a feeling and a vibration from the thing because everything is vibrating with a certain frequency. Everything in our environment has a frequency. It has a tone. It has a sound. It has a feeling. When you move towards it, it actually is going to resonate with a certain frequency. Imagine you could choose what's best for you. Imagine you could do a muscle test or a kinesiology test to see if you should eat that shake or whether that shake is going to shake you. Because a lot of you got shook, right? From the thing that you ate. That's what shook you. Before 25 years old, you made all kinds of choices and decisions based on what? Your parents. Based on your world, based on the commercial, based on programming. Commercial coming around every 7 minutes telling you to go get this food. The burger is still $1. It's been $1 for since the 60s, the same burger. It can't be no good because the whole cost of living has changed and that thing is still $1. Oh no, it went up to $1.99 with a shake and a drink. Did they say it was any milk in the shake? Did they mention that this was a strawberry flavor? Did they mention strawberry flavor? They mentioned vanilla. Is this deep? It's actually shallow. We're just on the surface. We've got to make better choices. Are you ready to be able to make better choices and to know before you even reach for something if it's for you? Because there's a feeling, there's a vibration, and there's an energy between you and that thing. You just got to know how to feel it. If it don't feel right, you shouldn't choose it. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't ever give anything or anyone the benefit of a doubt. I will say it again. If you would like to be really successful in choosing what's best for you and your family, never give anyone or anything the benefit of a doubt. What does that mean? The benefit of a doubt. A doubt means I already don't feel right about it. I already know something's off. I can feel it in my gut. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, which means you're going to shift it from your gut feeling up into your cranial feeling or your thoughts in your head. Well, they seemed really good. They had a nice car. The commercial was really good. And they showed people playing on the sand in the commercial. They were having fun at the beach after they took the product or ate the food or took the blue pill or the red pill. I wouldn't take none of them. The benefit of the doubt. And you know, every time you gave someone or something the benefit of the doubt, guess what happened? You ended up with the short end of the stick. Drama. Because you went past your gut feeling. You went past the thing in you that's telling you that something in the environment is not correct. Something is not right. Something is not in alignment with you. You got to figure out what's in alignment with you. You got to clear out a lot of stuff. You got to detox from the past. You've got to wake totally up and get passionate about life. And then you got to learn how to focus on what's good for you. Y'all know how to focus? Some of us weren't taught how to focus. Me, I was a half-wit. They said I was retarded. Well, they didn't say it that way. They had ways of saying it. When you're underdeveloped, you're retarded. How many of y'all retarded out there? You're underdeveloped. You're half-baked. You're half-wit. Because they said, I remember one teacher told me that I was unteachable. This is an authority figure. He's unteachable. I realized, yes, they're true. They're telling the truth. I am unteachable because I'm the teacher. I was born as a teacher. I see things. I'm able to evaluate what's going on around me and be able to translate that to people. So what I know, and what I don't know, I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't know anything about. You won't hear me talking about them. The things that I'm talking about are things that I have experienced in my life. And I'm able to focus. I take a product called Focus. How many of y'all tried this product called Focus? It doesn't have one thing to help you focus. It has several things to help you focus. It helps to bring microcirculation to your brain. It helps you circulate energy in your nervous system. It helps to repair broken cellular connections, neurons. Focus. This stuff is amazing. Now be careful, because if you take it at bedtime, you could have some very deep dreams. But it could be good for you. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying just be careful. Know what you're doing. But a lot of us drift because of mass distraction. A lot of us drift because of overstimulation and the blue light that's coming from your phone. Did you know that the blue light that's coming from your phone is scrambling your brain? You have to go into your phone, into the settings. And there's a thing called accessibility for people with handicaps. Didn't I tell you that the choices that you made up to 25 were handicapped? You were handicapped. You didn't even have your whole cap. Your cap was not peeled back. You didn't have your whole brain to peel back from. You were not able to what? Respond and react based on what was good and what was true for you, because your central processing unit was not built yet. The blue light from these phones and these tablets and even your computers is scrambling your thoughts so you can't focus very well. So you go into your settings and you can change what they call the filters, the light filters. And I've switched mine over to red. Red begins to cancel out blue. So things that should be red on my screen are actually kind of pink looking. They're off. The colors get off. You'll get used to it, but you are not using your phone to scramble your brain. And you're trying to go to sleep just before you go to bed. Before you go to bed. Your brain can't even settle down sometimes for hours because it's overstimulated from blue light and you're hooked on that blue light. You get doped up. You get dopamine. People are high on scrolling. They can't stop. The thumb just does it automatically. They don't even know what to do. If you can't put your phone down and not touch it for an hour, there's a problem. Some folks in no way can they make it without that phone, without that device, without something hooked up to them. Another thing that you can do at night is cut off your router. Your modem, cut it off at night so that your brain can rest, so you can make better choices and better decisions and learn how to focus. And focus on a goal. Focus on what you truly desire. I don't leave it just up to myself because guess what? I had an underdeveloped brain too that was pumped full of all kinds of stuff as a child. So I have a supplement called Focus that I created. How many of y'all got Focus? Supplements are really good for you. Unless you have something that works, we offer some things that can help. Now, some of you got your own things that you do, and that's great. So do what you do that works best for you. But at elevationtime.com, we have a lot of things that can help you at this particular time, if you're willing. I'm here being passionate and helping to focus the goal of the seekers. How many of you in the house are seekers? Raise your hand if you're seeking a better life. Yes. Somebody said my screen turned pink. Not sure if I did the filter correctly. Yes, things that are red are going to look a little pink. You're going to get used to it. You can go back to full color mode if you need to, do some editing. People do everything on their phone now. But it's the blue light. You want to go online and Google how to cancel or turn down the blue light in my phone or in my computer, in my screen, because it's scrambling your brain. It's a mind control, a brain control. It's a part of population control to get you to be scrambled like eggs most of the time. You're wearing clothes a lot of times that are not natural. You got friends that are unnatural. You got relationships unnatural. You're looking at this unnatural light. You're listening to the unnatural news. You're involved in all of these events which are actually controlling your life and have you herded like a sheep. So it's a lot of little things that we must do to break away from the candy counter, the sugar. Sugar is one of the most addictive things in the world. Cocaine, sugar cane, they're related, aren't they? Is they related just in the name? Do you know how hard it is to get off sugar? Do you know what sugar does to your brain? Did you know the minute you eat processed sugar, we're not talking about fruit sugar, natural sugars. We're talking about this processed white sugar, brown sugar, sugar in the raw, sugar that had to go through some whole factory process to be created. So you can have a little sweetness in your life because you're missing sweetness. Sugar is the main thing that your brain needs. Natural sugars. So the minute you eat processed sugar, your body doesn't know that this is not natural sugar, that it's distorted, that it's broken. So it goes to your brain. And did you know that just a quarter of a teaspoon of unnatural white processed sugar shuts down your pituitary gland? It shuts down your pineal gland. And it shuts down the hypothalamus. Do you know what the hypothalamus does? How many of you know what the hypothalamus is? The hypothalamus is like a thermometer. The hypothalamus is the connection point between your nervous system and your glandular system. Glandular system has a lot to do with creating hormones. Hormones are chemical messengers. So they send messages to your body, to your organs. Your nerves and your glandular system are connected and hardwired in the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is always attempting to bring balance. It's always attempting to keep us in homeostasis. It regulates body temperature. It regulates circulation, a lot of things. And when you've had enough of anything, so you're eating and the body says, okay, I've had enough. When your stomach gets to a certain level, there's a substance called leptin, not lectin, leptin, that the friendly bacteria in your gut create. It sends a message up the vagus nerve because you have more information going from your gut to your brain than the opposite way. Your gut is basically sending messages to the brain. And this leptin goes to the brain and it goes to the hypothalamus and it says, we've had enough of anything. We've had enough food. Stop eating. We've had enough sugar. Stop eating. But when you use processed sugar, which our lives were full of, at least until the age of 25, we ate a lot of processed sugar. It distorts the leptin. The frequency of leptin is off. And that leptin goes to the hypothalamus, but the hypothalamus has been damaged from sugar. From that little quarter of a teaspoon, it went straight to your brain. So now what did I say the hypothalamus does? Is it regulates things, it balances things, it creates homeostasis. It also will stop you from being hungry or eating once it gets the signal from leptin that we've had enough. But if your hypothalamus has been affected by these frequencies, by this poison, you don't know when you've had enough. So you keep eating. And you keep eating. And you don't never get enough. You never get to the orgasmic state. You never have enough of anything. You don't know when you've been involved in activities a little too much and you need to go walk away. Most of your alcohol is based on sugar. It's made in sugar. This is why you have a lot of people who are alcoholics, because it's so much sugar affecting their brain that they don't know when they've had enough. They can't stop. Some people can't push away from the table. Some people can't walk away from relationships. Yes, it regulates how you deal in relationships, whether you've had enough. This is why some people can't leave. Some people don't know how to know when and when to know how. They don't know. They listen to people talking and talking. There should be a point when you get to you say, I've had enough, and you're able to walk away. But a lot of times you can't walk away because you're still giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. The only reason when you give people the benefit of the doubt is because your brain is not working correctly, because the sugar has broken down the way your brain works naturally. It's what? It's broken. You got a broken brain. If I only had a broken brain. A lot of people have broken brain disease. They don't want to talk about it. When I was in school, I knew when I had enough of a certain class. I just walked out. Where are you going, Mr. B? I just walk out. What are they going to do? I would just walk away. Sometimes you got to walk away. But if you don't know when to walk away, you just stay. You listening to the television and they start talking the craziest thing in the world on the television. You need to know how to turn that thing off, but you can't because the hypothalamus has been damaged. Did you know that blue light from your phone and from your devices, it damages the way your hypothalamus works? So that switch where it turns things off and on, which creates a vibrational state of wellness. It's attempting to adapt to the environment. It's attempting to adapt to what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. So if you don't know when you've had enough, because your brain is sugared down, your brain has been retarded, your brain has been what? Snapped and broken and crackled and popped. Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. Y'all remember that commercial? Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. We love Rice. I used to love Rice Krispies. You put the milk in there and it started going snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. That was my brain frying. Talk about these foods were the breakfast of champions. No champion, no winner would eat this. So we got a lot to do right now. Y'all ready to do it so we can get out of this spell? Would you like to know how to make the proper choices for you and your family in relationships, in food, nutrition? Whether you should go to this party or not, whether you should hang with these people or not, how would you like to know? On Saturday, one of the most powerful courses will continue, part 2. The body never lies. You may lie, your brain may lie, your mouth may lie, but your body knows something's off. Your hypothalamus has been attempting to tell you that something is off, but it's what? Broken because it's poisoned by sugar. Do you know what the pituitary gland does? The pituitary gland helps to make the love hormones. It has to do with your sex hormones. Did you know the average person is over or undersexed because they have a damaged pituitary gland? They may not really know what love really is. Love has become a word. It's become a noun instead of an action word. Love should be action, but a lot of times it's just a word. I love you. 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 I love you, Marianne. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. What does it mean? No action. I need action. If you had enough action, you wouldn't have to say nothing about love because people would see it and feel it. But when your hypothalamus is off, you don't know when you've been being told a lie. And when your pineal is off, you don't know what love really is. The average person has no idea what love really is because they think it's a noun versus a what? A verb. A verb vibrates. It's doing something. I feel it. Do we have any idea what the pineal does? That's your antenna to the cosmos, the antenna to your environment. Did you know this? They call it the seat of the soul. It's really the antenna to the universe. It reads the environment. It can tell when there's danger out there. Something ain't right. Something is off. The pineal picks it up first. It's not the third eye. It's your first eye because it can see things you can't see. It can see things before they happen. It can see things that are on the event horizon that hasn't happened yet. The event horizon is an energy that's coming from a thing before it even gets to you. The pineal is the first eye. It's the first one to develop in utero inside the mama. These other ones come later. Huh? But when you're blinded in your first eye, you don't know. You're never sure of anything. You can be conned. You could be talked to. And there's people repeating over and over and smiling to you makes you end up saying yes, and you're smiling too about something that's about to kick your ass. It'll have you voting for things that actually is going to kick your ass. You're agreeing to things and going along with things and joining groups that's going to end up kicking your ass. But what you need to do is get your ass together. Your RAS is your reticular activating system, what you're focusing on. If you focus on goodness, you're going to attract more of that. If you focus on everything but that processed sugar and focus on some fruit, you're going to attract more of that. If you focus on cleansing and detoxification, you're going to attract more of that. Your reticular activating system is driven by you. It's your sentry, it's your guard, it's looking for things, it's your lighthouse. And it connects directly to the pineal. The pineal is sending a message every second about what's happening in what? Your universe, in your world. Based on what you desire, it'll look for more of that. But did I say earlier, just a little bit of sugar helps the poison go down? And that poison shocks your brain. It electrocutes your brain. And guess what happens now? You don't know what's happening in your environment because pineal is blinded by processed sugar. It's blinded by artificial ingredients and GMOs. So you end up, instead of having a true orgasm, you're having what? Genetically modified orgasms. You think you got something. You think you got something. Oh my God, this was great. Oh. Guess what? It was fake. It just sent a sensation to your body that you think felt good. You may not even know what feeling really good is until you cleanse and detoxify and become passionate and learn to focus. Huh? Y'all here? We all right? I usually ask questions in the beginning, and I didn't ask the right questions, or I did, but I didn't ask these questions. And I usually, before we go to the next level, I think I should ask these questions. Is it okay that is it okay that I share information with you that you may have never thought about or pondered or even knew before? Is that okay? Put yes, if that's so. Is it okay if we have a little fun and a little levity and move some of this energy that's been stuck in us? Is that okay? And would it be okay if I share some things with you that may upset you a little bit? It may help you do a little introspection and look into yourself. Is that okay? A little late for that, huh? Usually we ask for permission. Always ask for permission. Don't just start blowing people's minds with all your information. Guess what Dr. B said? Guess what we learned in the lecture? Guess what we heard on the Carl Nelson show? Guess what we heard on Black Magic? Guess what Billy Carson said? Guess what such and such said? You know, we talk too much sometimes. That's because we don't know enough of how to shut down, right? And reboot our hypothalamus, because it tells you not to talk. You need to learn to be quiet. And stop telling everything and spraying all your information and realize that loose lips sink ships. You got to learn and live your life first. And prioritize you and get out of hell yourself before you stop trying to gather everybody else together to get out of hell. Some of the people don't even want to be out of hell. They love hell. They're hellions. To hell with them. That's their thing. Leave them there. So kinesiology is the art and science of choosing through muscle testing when something is good for you, when something is a fact, when something is the truth. It reverberates through your body. When it's in alignment for you, not for the world, for you. Your muscles are steady and relaxed, but very strong. When something is not in alignment with you, it's not your truth, it's not good for you, your muscles get weak. And you have to struggle to keep the muscle strong. Your body knows when something is right for you. But if your brain has been damaged, if your brains have been damaged from the shake, the milkshake, the fast food, the fake fabrics, the lies, the blue light, from the BS, from the programming, from being oppressed and repressed and depressed, from perpetual stress, then you may not be able to respond correctly. And after being in that state for so long, we've got to change the environment to change the situation. So this technique helps us repair ourselves, prepare ourselves, and focus towards becoming the best in you by putting you in the winner's circle every time you make a choice. Wouldn't you like to know if it's the right time to speak? Sometimes you be talking too fast and saying too much. Sometimes you shouldn't even speak. If you learn this muscle testing technique, you could test really quickly. Should I speak? And it may say, no, it's not the time to speak. Should I choose this? Yes. Should I choose that? No. Is this story the truth for me? Because you can't say, is it the truth? This is why this class, this is the second class, it talks a lot about the language. A lot about the language to get to the right place, the right destination, to keep you on track to getting to what? Your goal. You might ask a question using kinesiology, is my lover cheating on me? And it may say yes. But guess what you just said? Is my means me. Did you know that? Yes, deep. Is my lover, is the love in me cheating on myself? What? Yeah, this language is tricky. This is English. It's an English. It's an angle on it. You think you know what these words mean? You have no idea the roots of most of these words. That's the first question folks want to ask when they learn the technique. Is my mate, is my lover cheating? In class, it was amazing how many people asked that question first, as soon as they learned the test. And guess what? Almost everybody's test said, yes, they're cheating on you. So you call and cuss out your mate, beat him down, pistol whip him with words. And come to find out the question you asked was a question that you asked in a way that was improper. You see, this technology that we're using is personal kinesiology. How to ask a question about you, for you, with you alone. Of course, your mate is cheating on you because your mate is never doing exactly what you think they should do. And mostly, you've been cheating on yourself. You've been choosing things that are cheating your blood flow, cheating you so that you now don't really have the true circulation you could have. You've been cheating on yourself and damaging your stomach, damaging your gut, damaging your kidneys, damaging your lungs, damaging your life, wearing clothes and fabrics and choosing all this trash to live your life because you cheat, because you don't know how to become wealthy. You don't feel wealthy. You don't feel healthy. You don't feel validated. You don't feel whole. You feel like a victim. Most of the time, you're a victocrat. You don't have enough voltage. You don't have enough sunlight. You haven't touched the earth enough. You haven't taken enough herbs. You haven't cleansed enough. You haven't detoxified enough. So really, you don't trust yourself. You might say, no, I do. That's your ego. I do trust myself. No, you don't. You're not trustworthy. Because the choices that you made before 25 have made you an untrustworthy person. You're not balanced. You're not in homeostasis. Your brain is fried. Your pituitary is not working correctly. Your pineal gland is off. And your hypothalamus is just barely alive. Yeah, this is deep. No, but I'm a vegan and I'm conscious. Shut up. The hell is that? I don't even know what that means. I'm conscious. It's like saying I'm spiritual. Everybody's spiritual. Mass murderers are spiritual too. You think spiritual means I'm into goodness and godness. Who told you that? Spiritual means that you're spiraling. That means that you're alive. If you got a pulse, that means you're spiritual because your blood is spiraling through your body. Didn't I start off talking about that in the beginning? Your nerves fire in spirals. We live on a spiral planet that's spiraling around the sun, which is spiraling around Sirius. So this whole thing is spiritual or spiritual. So don't tell me you're spiritual and think I'm supposed to know what that means. I have no idea what you mean. I'm going to go by your actions. There's always more to do. We're always moving towards another destination. So when you ask your question, is such and such cheating on me? The subconscious cannot perceive or conceive of anything outside of itself. I'm going to say it again. Your subconscious cannot perceive or conceive of anything outside of itself. Your subconscious cannot perceive or conceive of anything outside of self. Whew, we're going to let that one sit for a minute. See? One of the things is you don't have enough iron in your system unless you're taking a really good iron supplement. See, iron keeps you strong. The membrane of every cell is based on iron. The core of every cell is based on iron. Iron feeds your blood so that your blood can carry oxygen to your body, can carry nutrients. If you don't have enough iron, then you're in a deficit. You can't be strong. You can't even be totally courageous. You can't walk your own path because you don't have enough iron, which means you don't have enough blood, you don't have enough oxygen, and you don't have enough nutrients to really function. People that are angry all the time don't have enough iron. You're depressed all the time, not enough iron. You're confused all the time, not enough iron. Hungry all the time, not enough iron. Eating all the time, not enough iron. Chewing on chalk. People chew on chalk and eat starch and chew paper. That's pica. That means you have a mineral deficiency. And the main mineral deficiency we have in North America is iron because most of the iron is down in the Caribbean. It's around the equator. If you don't have enough iron, then you're not strong, which means you don't have enough courage, which means your solar plexus, which is your gut bacteria, is now deficient and devoid of the things that you need to make the right choices and decisions. I don't play around. So I created most of these products for me and the family. Iron, one of the number one deficiencies we have. Can y'all see that? This is called Iron Essential. This stuff is bad. I mean, good. As soon as you take it, you're like, all of a sudden your heart begins to beat differently. You say, I got this. I'm going to go right down there and give him a piece of my mind. I'm going to tell him the truth. You might have a relationship that you need to break out of. Get some iron first, and you'll go down there and tell the truth. You won't start stuttering when you get there. Tell them the truth. We need iron. Most of the soil in North America is devoid of iron. So how can it be in the plants? Normally it would be in your green vegetables, your leaves, along with magnesium. But most of the food in North America is grown in soil that's nutrient deficient. Unless you're dealing with a natural farmer or a local farmer who knows how to put the nutrients back in the soil, who know how to create nutrient-dense soil. Like my friend Eugene Alala. Grow Where You Are. Look him up. Grow Where You Are here in, right now I'm in Atlanta. He's at the farmers markets, I think on Saturdays. Find the farmers markets, the local farmers market, especially the ones that actually have their own farms themselves. Tell them you need iron. I need food, and it's going to be green, or it's going to be some root vegetables. One of the number one sources for iron on the planet is sarsaparilla or sarsaparilla. They got a lot of plants down in South America, so Jamaica, the Caribbean islands. They got a lot of plants that have iron and all these, because the soil there is so mineral rich and dense. Because through centrifugal force, as the globe is spinning, all of the rivers are going to the what? To the equator. So all of the soil, all of the nutrients and minerals are going towards the equator. So they got foods and things down there and substances. If you had a mango, eat a mango from your grocery store and then go to Jamaica or one of the Caribbean islands and have a mango. Or any of the foods they eat. It's nutrient dense. The three biggest deficiencies we have in North America are vitamin C, magnesium, and iron. And even if you have magnesium and vitamin C, if you don't have iron, nothing works. Nothing works without iron. That's why your herbs and things like that, they only work to a point. You could take herbs all day, don't mean nothing unless you've got iron. To walk this new path that most of you have chose to walk tonight, you need iron. You need to be strong. You need to have courage. You need to have willpower. And you need to know how to say, I will and I will not. And you need to know how to choose and what to ask. When you learn this kinesiology, you need to know what to ask. Don't ask from a place of deficiency. If you're looking for something, you got to act like you have it. Feel it as if it's happened. But if you don't have enough iron, you can't feel it as if it's happened because your solar plexus, that's a new one. There's a solar plexus and a solar plexus. The solar plexus, right, is what the inverse of the solar plexus is, sucking energy. It doesn't have enough. You're deficient. Your gas tank is running on low. Even though you're putting fuel in the body all day, your energy cannot be what? It can't be gathered up and used because you're not getting enough oxygen because you don't have enough blood and your blood cells are not rich enough to be able to carry the nutrients to your body. Iron Essential at elevationtime.com. Iron Essential changes everything, changes your attitude. Some of y'all is depressed and mad and angry. Why? You don't have enough iron. You start taking that iron, you start dancing, and all of a sudden your wood starts working again. Did I say that? Love starts vibrating again. You start making better choices based on the amount of iron. So let's go back. I said passion to keep you passionate about moving towards your goal. Focus so you can be focused on your goal and not get drifty and float along with the current and through mass distraction. Iron, so did you got willpower? I will not. You have no problem saying no. Then you got enough iron. But without iron, you be saying yes all day, yassing all over yourself. Yes. Well, I have to do it because they're my family. I have to do it, Dr. B. Those are my cousins. Dr. B, I must do it because I just must because I've been doing it all my life. I've been helping people forever. That's what I'm here to do. Are you happy? No, I'm not. Why? Because I give it all away. I have chronic servitude syndrome. Y'all know what chronic servitude syndrome is? You keep giving it all away. You got to keep some for yourself. So learning this technique that we're going to be teaching on Saturday, you're going to learn the language of choice, the language that moves you towards your goals. Some of you say, Dr. B, I don't need that class. Well, don't come. I'm not begging you to come. We're offering it. Some of y'all didn't take class 1. You can still take it. It's at the website, elevationtime.com. Class 1, we got into what is kinesiology and how powerful this is. It's used in science. It's used all over the world. Muscle testing. And there's many different types of kinesiology. This is a very special type of kinesiology. I learned this at a place I wasn't even supposed to be in the class. This was a special, sacred, secret class. I just went. Had to talk my way in. They heard I was Dr. B, from UCLA, because I was teaching a course at UCLA at the time. So they said, oh my God, he's a professor. Actually, I was just an educator, but they wanted to call me professor. I didn't. Who am I to argue with you? That's what got me in the class. And I began to learn this technique. They use it in marketing. They use it in religions. They use it in politics. It makes you feel something. When you learn how to do this, you're going to feel things. And that's what commercials and television and all this stuff, they're making you feel something and make you choose something based on the feelings that have been programmed into you. So a lot of times you're not making choices and decisions based on your best self. You're basing them from coming from a place of lack and pain and not enoughness and worriedness and anger and grief and sadness and feeling like a victim. What you're going to learn in this class this week is the language of success, how to ask the correct question, how to know when and when to know how, not just how to know when to know how. This is important. If you say it is. Somebody called me today and left a message on the machine. Dr. B, why is this course so expensive? It's a class, first of all. It's not a course. Why is it so expensive? I says, and basically, I didn't say because I didn't call them back. It's not for you. If you're not ready to invest that little bit, then you could forget it because you're investing everything else in the rest of your life. People invest in concerts and drinking and clothing that's not natural and lashes and buttocks and they buy cars and all of these things that they feel needs to be flashy and needs to be bright to try to make yourself feel better. We anesthetize ourselves with stuff. We're very materialistic, and that's okay. I'm not trying to talk you out of that. I'm saying you're coming from a place of weakness, and you don't know how to ask the right question the right way. So this is a 3-part course. The Body Never Lies 1, which we already did, which you can now go get that class if you haven't. It's at elevationtime.com. We talked about what is kinesiology. Some very interesting things came up. Saturday, this Saturday. What is it, the 26th? Is it, what month is this? What month do they call this? I don't even know what month it is. Whatever this month is. This Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, part 2, where we're going to talk about the language of asking the proper question. We're going to explore how words, tones, and feelings attract or repel your desired outcomes. Let me say that again. Explore how words, tone, which is frequency, and feelings, which is frequency, attract or repel desired outcomes. Even though some of y'all think you know, there's always something you may have never pondered and thought about. Most of the words you're using are not even the right energy field to create what you desire because you have no idea how to ask the question correctly and not come from a place of disagreeableness or what they call negativity. We're going to learn to formulate a proper question to receive an exact answer. Whatever question you're asking is being answered. Did you know that? Your questions are always being answered. Sometimes the answers, my friend, are blowing in the wind. The answers are blowing in the wind. You just don't know how to hear it. A bird just answered it for you. A squirrel, an ant just walked across your foot and gave you the answer. Somebody speaking in another aisle in a store may be answering the question that you're answering or what you're pondering on. You may be in a crowd and hear somebody say something, and those words that they just spoke actually are answering the question that you sent out into the universe because we're connected to the universe. It's all oneness. Wow. You got to be sensitive. but not too sensitive, not overly sensitive. Receive a exact answer? Yes. Your body knows. And it's time for you to tap into your body. We're going to learn how melody, rhythm, and tone attracts or repels your desired outcomes. Melody, rhythm, and tone. See, when you speak in a certain melody. Right now, I'm speaking, and you could get on a keyboard or a piano or a guitar, and you could play the notes that I'm actually speaking right now. And when you speak in certain melodies and certain tones, you attract more melody and more tone. But if you have a monatomic voice like this, and it's just, oh boy, did I call it a monoatomic voice? A monotonal voice. You see, when you and you already sound like you're losing. You speak like that and you ask questions like that, you're going to receive the answer you're looking for. And the answer that you're looking for is what you have been attracting. You're very attractive. We're all very attractive. You don't have to get into the art and the law of attraction. You are already a part of attracting what it is you speak on, what you focus on the most. We're all very attractive. You don't need to go wear some fake up and get a six pack and be all online showing yourself doing all these half naked tricks to be attractive. Your energy field, your inner self, your inner light, your solar plexus, your vibration, your tone, and your frequency. That's where the real power is. Not in just how you look. It's how you act and how you vibrate and how much passion you have. On Saturday, we're going to learn how to experience more flow, ease, and independence. Yes. You're going to have to learn how to be more independent to be successful, y'all. What do you mean? Because a lot of times you're casting your vote, casting your spell along with the group that you come from. And a lot of them have been losers most of their lives. You just may be the eagle that some kind of way ended up hanging out and growing up with pigeons. Pigeons are not bad. Nobody said pigeons are bad, but they really can't fly too high. And they're waiting on man to leave some stuff on the sidewalk. But you, most likely, if you're here and you've been here listening most of this time and you haven't hung up. See, some people hung up. They got off. Hey, Dr. B, I can't. It's okay. We're shaking the trees. Let's make sure the leaves are strong. But a lot of us here right now are eagles. How many of you choose to be an eagle? Some of us choose to be ravens. Some of us choose to be falcons. Falcons fly higher than any known animal. Notice I said known. They fly above a storm. They know how to choose. They know how to know when and when to know how. But they fly independently. Sometimes you got to learn to break away from the group that you grew up with. Break away from the stories and the beliefs. You've got to sometimes break away from asking other people their opinion about something that you're doing that has never been done before. Your life is totally unique. Why are you asking somebody else who may come from the loser family? They got a loser bloodline. They talk like losers, and they're afraid of everything, and they're always watching stuff on television that's just too many stories. It's a spin on everything. And you're going to ask them what you should do. Ask for their opinion. You need validation from these people. No, you've got to be able to tap into what's inside you. The real truth is inside of you. Once you tap in and learn how to use this technique, this kinesiology, something you were born with, you already have it. It's just tapping into it to get a true yes or a no about most things. Should I take this product? When you learn the proper type of kinesiology, you'll get a yes or a no. Now, a lot of people say, well, Dr. B, I know kinesiology. I have a pendulum. I use this all the time. So I said, well, let's see how you do it. And they show me how they do it. But what they don't realize is there also is a proper way of asking the question, a proper tone, proper frequency, and where your eyes are focused while you're asking the question is very important, because your eyes are like the mouse on your computer. Your eyes point to certain files. Once you learn how the eyes work, and once you learn what to focus on, and also must learn how to hold your head so that the kundalini, the cerebral spinal fluid, moves correctly up and down your spine, because you'll get a crooked answer if you're slumped. It's an answer, but it's not the best answer for you. And if your head's too high or your head's too low, or you're looking this way or you're looking that way, they all have different answers because you're looking towards where you're going. If you're driving a race car and you're going 150, 200 miles an hour, the only way you're going to turn on time is to look towards the direction that you turn. My father, when he was teaching me to drive, that was a stressful event. Whew, man, I guess for him and me. Oh my God. But he always said, when you're turning, look towards the place where you'd like to go. Turn your head. Your body automatically will follow you. Your arms and your hands will automatically turn the car to the direction that you're looking. Now, if you're looking one way and pondering on this stuff over there, but you'd like to go this direction over here, you're going to hit the wall. A lot of us are hitting the wall because we're looking in a different direction than we'd like to go. 90% of every journey is course correction. You've got to make missteps. You got to be ready to make mistakes to move forward. That's how you learn. So most of the stuff that you went through in your life, don't look at it as being bad and evil. Look at it as the part of you that needed to learn so that you learn how not to drift. That devil, the disagreeable part of yourself, what is a part that can be conquered when you become what? A hunter and a gatherer. We're going to learn how to hunt down the things that are not for us and get rid of them, and gather the things that are for us. Wouldn't it be interesting to be able to get a yes or a no and move towards that and know that that's what we're harvesting? We're harvesting and gathering what we truly desire, what's really good for us, what's best for us. And sometimes what's best for us is the lesson. Sometimes what's best for us is the challenge, is the pain. You're like, no, but I don't want to feel pain. Well, guess what? Tell that to a diamond. How much heat and pressure did it go to become a diamond? Some of your most successful people went through a lot to get to where they are. They just didn't wake up rich. Are you willing to go through what must happen for you to what? Crystallize your life. Cutting away the things that you no longer desire. Cutting away the things that are not helping you. And the test sometimes is helping you. Healing, sometimes it's painful. It's going to be painful sometimes, and even feel a little lonely to move away from your old ways and your old friends and your old stuff that you used to agree to. You start taking that iron, and all of a sudden you learn how to say yes really quickly to things that's for you, and how to say no to things that are not for you, because you've got more iron. Are you following? Are you there? Are you with me? So the class on Saturday, the body never lies. 10 o'clock sharp. And if you invest in it, you can get the replays and all that. You'll be able to tap back in and hold this forever. And I also suggest you go get the Body Never Lies 1, which we already recorded. It's a replay up there now. And then next month, the Body Never Lies 3, where we're going to teach the actual muscle testing technique. I've been asked several times, well, Dr. B, how come we got to take all these classes to get to the end? You just want to get right to the end. That's all folks want to do. There's no patience in some people. They just want to get it now, just mainline. I just want to get right to the orgasm. And it's over. Part of life is the journey of getting to a destination. It's a big part. The destination, the journey is what gets you there so that you can have an experience along the way. When I have given people this technique, they have used it wrong and put a spell on themselves and hex themselves. Yes, you can hex yourself. You can put what they call bad luck on yourself. A lot of people have been doing it. Based on how they speak and what they talk, you don't even realize that your words matter. Your words become material. And if everything coming out of your mouth is disagreeable, you're searching for that. So now your body, your pituitary, your hypothalamus, your pineal, everything, your heart, everything says look for more of the problem because this person is the captain and they want problems. You say, no, I don't want problems. There is problems. Well, there is problems and there's not problems because everything is connected to its opposite. What are you focusing on? What are you focusing on? The journey is extremely important. If you just want to get to the answer, go to YouTube. They got a quickie. I'm saying that I'm attempting to be as responsible as I can by helping people learn the techniques of how to do certain things. Soon we'll be doing our class on metaphysical or alchemical herbalism. It's going to be a big class. It's a big course. It's not going to be something quick and easy. And I can guarantee no matter what type of herbalist you are and what type of herbs you work with, you probably don't know this technique because this was something that I helped to develop. People want to know, well, Dr. B, why do your products work so good? I took somebody else's products. They didn't do what yours do because mine are alchemical formulations. They're not just herbs. Just herbs can't fix everything. Essential oils are important. Flower essences, what you're different than essential oils, are very important. Magnetic resonance and using frequency and tone in the herbal products are very important. We also put quantum light on every product. We're using crystal elixirs in the products, certain chosen crystals, not all crystals, only certain crystals we're putting in the bottle. So when you get like iron essential, you're not just getting the herbs of sarsaparilla and nettle and burdock. Those are great. You're getting all of the other things, even the water that we use. We get this special mineral supplement that comes from the deepest part of the ocean, from the Great Barrier Reef. We're using Great Barrier Reef minerals. Find a product that's using Great Barrier Reef minerals. That is one of the most pristine parts of the ocean. It's one of the deepest parts. And the bottom of the ocean, the water is like a jelly. It's so thick with magnesium salt and with calcium salts and the right amount of sodium. Salt is very important. You can't live without it. I was just watching a program. I decided to go back and watch the very first Star Trek, which I haven't seen since I was a child because they got so many Star Treks. I went and watched the first Star Trek. What was the name of it? I can't even think of the name of it. Man Trap. Go check out the very first Star Trek. It's called Man Trap. You got to check out the metaphysics of that. This is how the show starts. My mind was blown because I haven't seen this one since I was a teenager. The Man Trap. Where this being sucks all the salt out of your body and you die. Salt makes electricity. You need water and salt to make electricity along with sunlight. And it smiles in your face. It makes you feel good and makes you feel like love and shows you the beauty that you desire. Then it sucks all your salt out. Wow. Deep. So we get special minerals from a friend of ours who gets these minerals from the Great Barrier Reef that they use in gardens all over the world. It's a mineral dense ocean. Do you know anybody that does that? People say, well, Dr. B, your products are really expensive. No, they're expansive. Change your language, change your life. They're expansive. We're doing more. We're putting more energy into it to get more of a result. Because remember, we are making these products originally for ourselves over here, for our family. People asked me to go into business and said, Dr. B, can you share this with the world? And after a while, I decided, okay, we'll share it with the world. That's why you have this Dr. B, because I'm here sharing with the world. I don't have all the answers, but I do have a few. And I've tapped into something really big. And I have messengers that come to me constantly and give me little messages. Little birds and bees come to me and give me answers to questions that I have that I've been pondering. Then I do the muscle test. I'm using the muscle test of kinesiology all the time. That's how I know what day to do a lecture on, a talk on, a concert. I'm choosing by muscle testing. Some people using numerology and they're using horoscope. And if that works for you, great. I'm using muscle testing because this has been the most powerful tool I have ever seen. When I'm making a formula, I need to know how much of something to use. Now, I'm making something for the first time that's never existed. How do I know how much to use? How many tablespoons? How many pounds? How much water? I'm muscle testing. And I get a yes or no from the universe. It's not from me. It's me connected to the universe or the Akasha. Yeah, this is powerful stuff. This is good stuff. Whew. Y'all all right? So elevationtime.com. And anything that you purchase over at anything that you invest in over at elevationtime.com, you can get a discount of 10% off if you use the discount code ELEVATE. And if you become a member at the Elevation Time site, you get 10% off of everything for the life of your membership. Your prices are different because you're a member. And there's things in the membership, right, dashboard that everybody doesn't get to see or know or have. There's even some recipes up there. We're adding new things now. We just started adding new things to the membership section. But pretty soon I might have a meeting just with members and give the members special, private, secret, sacred information only for the members. You want to be a part of that? You want to be down? Become a member at elevationtime.com. And you can get 10% off of everything as being a member. And if you add this discount code, ELEVATE, and you're a member, guess what? You automatically get 20% off. That's what we call expansive. Wow. Y'all all right? Wow. So let me share a few more things with you. Let's go here. This is some people call it our flagship product. Ever since 1996, this became one of the number one best systemic parasite cleansing programs on the planet. Because it's not just dealing with intestinal parasites. You can do that easily with pumpkin seeds and, frankincense and myrrh. You could use papaya seeds and black walnut hulls. You could use sage, but you need to know which sage. There's about 25 different types of sage. Most people are not using the right sage. But you can use cloves to get rid of intestinal parasites. They're not the ones that are the most challenging to get rid of. The most challenging parasites are called systemic parasites. They live throughout the system. They live in your organs. Most of these superbugs come from germ warfare, biological weapons that were created by governments to put on people, on what they call the enemy, to take over their land or their resources. They create biological weapons. You heard of mustard gas and all these type things and anthrax. These are war weapons. But what happens is when you spray it on one group of people, it gets in the atmosphere, it gets in the water underground, and it gets in the clouds, and it travels the whole world. So most people today are affected by biological warfare. It also creates population control where a lot of people have diseases and illnesses and don't realize what the root of it is. So you could become a vegan, a vegetarian, and eat a raw food diet, eat a no fruit diet. You know what I'm saying? A no food diet and just go breatharian, but still you're in this atmosphere where there's a whole lot of these systemic parasites. Then we also have this thing in America where we love living with animals. A lot of the diseases that we have are zoonotic. Look it up. They cross from animals into humans. We love our animals, but we love to eat them too. Certain ones we call pets, certain ones we call food, the domesticated food. If it's domesticated, right, in any kind of way, that means it's changed and shifted. It's cloned. It's crossbred through animal husbandry. They also got plant husbandry. I don't think they call it that. This is when man cuts in and changes the DNA of something, changes the natural flow of something. We've all been involved with this. So after having a deep experience in September 1996, I had missing time. One day we'll talk more about that story. I talk about it extensively in the book that I have coming out soon. And in that book, we talk about parasites. Mental, physical, and spiritual parasites. And I explained what happened to me and what I went through to come up with this program here that helps to deal with these systemic parasites that your average colon cleanse parasites and your colon cleanse herbs and your herbs that work for intestinal parasites does not touch the systemic parasites. In fact, it makes them stronger. Did you know that? That your average cleanse makes these super bugs even stronger? Because they eat the dead tissue of the intestinal parasites. They're waiting for you to kill them. Wow. That's deep. These are very intelligent bugs. Do you have the book? Oh, let me show you the book real quick. You have the book, This Is Your Brain on Parasites. I need to call the writers and the publishers and tell them, look, I'm talking about this book. I'm helping to sell this book. What can you do for me? Very powerful book. It talks about how most of your thoughts and ways have been influenced by parasites. There's a whole new section of science called psychoparasitology. Have you ever heard of that? How parasites control your thinking. And if you're sitting there saying, I don't have them, guess what? You got them. Because the parasite is controlling your mouth. The parasites will help you ask the wrong questions at the wrong time and make the bad decisions that are not for you. Parasites. They live beside you. They mimic you. And the ones that live in your brain, like toxoplasma, it plays with your emotions. It plays with your thought process. It makes you be afraid of things that really can't even hurt you. It helps you ponder on things that have nothing to do with you, that are not even your business. It can help create the states of anger and fear and remorse and grief when that stuff should be gone and burn through you and vaporize after a while. But we hold on to a lot because toxoplasma is a parasite that is an alien bug that is controlling a whole lot of our habits and the ways that we are, even the ways we choose mates. And toxoplasma has a cousin, y'all. His cousin's name uriplasma. Please look it up. It lives in the urinary tract. In women, it lives in the vagina. It moves back and forth between the vagina and the urinary tract. Uriplasma. In men, it lives down in the penis. Uriplasma. It works with his cousin upstairs, toxoplasma. It'll have you dating and being intimate and having relations with somebody who is not in tune with you. It's not even a reciprocal relationship because the parasite says, we want you to get with that person so they can now have us and have babies and pass that to another person, to another person, and to another person, so that now the whole world has been taken over by this toxoplasma and uriplasma connection. It's an invasion. We have been invaded by superbugs. And when you hear the story of toxoplasma and where it really comes from and who dropped it off and when they dropped it off and why they dropped it off into our society, which is also causing us to be subservient and crazy and half foolish, and the half average person is schizophrenic and don't even realize it. You say, well, I'm not schizophrenic. Look at the first line in the description of schizophrenia. The first line in the description of schizophrenia defines most of the people in the Western world. You just don't call it that because you want the extreme version, see? Well, I'm not talking to myself out on the street, but you're talking to yourself. You've talked yourself into problems, talked yourself, in the problems from the frying pan into the pot. Because we have been interrupted and invaded by these superbugs that are controlling our minds, keeping us from developing the way we could. But all that changes now. You can have the upper hand. And some of you who have done our elevated total body program you can attest. The testimonials that come in are amazing. You can't do it with just a few herbs. So there's this whole program. You cannot detoxify from livers from parasites completely unless you detoxify the liver and rebuild the liver. So there's a liver powder. There's another product called Lax Ease, which helps to get the peristalsis in your colon moving so it can pump out the waste fully. Just because you're a vegetarian and you've done a colon cleanse and a colonic, that don't mean that the stuff in your upper colon is gone, because stuff lives in pockets. A lot of people have toxins in the pockets, in the folds of their colon and in their digestive tract that never, I don't care. You could do everything in the world, but until you do certain things, you're not going to change the frequency of the colon. You got to change the frequency of your digestive tract. You've got to feed the bifidus, which is the friendly bacteria in your lower intestine. Bifidus. Most people do not have enough bifidus. And there's millions and millions of different type of friendly bacteria. In fact, there's a product. What is it called? It's called I don't know what the name of it. Wait, Vitalife. I think it's called Vitalife. And it's a probiotic that has 60 strains. 60 strains. The average probiotic in the yogurt might only have 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 strains. 20 strains is supposed to be a lot. No, you to be healthy need 60 strains. Coconut kefir, which is a really good probiotic, has about 30 strains. But to really be healthy, to have the gut bacteria, so you can have the gut feeling and digest things at the super quantum level, 60 strains. It's called Vitalife. I think it's called 60/60 or something like that. 60 strains. You'll find it. There's one for women, there's one for men, and you could even give some to the children. Just give them less. But this product, this program, also has something called New Life, which was the first product that I created back in 91. It's called New Life. It has the minerals and the vitamins and the nutrients to help cleanse the blood, but also give you the vitamins and minerals that you need to keep your body so that it is at peak performance. Another product in this package, so I said Lax Ease was for the colon, New Life is for the blood. There is also something called Tranquility. Did you know that if you're detoxifying from parasites and eradicating them, their dead tissue creates ammonia gas? So you get gassy. That's how you really know you're doing a serious cleanse. You get gassy. That's the dead tissue die-off. That's the die-off, the gas that comes from their dead bodies. That gas, ammonia gas, will keep you up at night. You'll be a little edgy. You can't sleep because the body's at war. It's going back to fighting for its own rights. So Tranquility is what you take before bedtime to help you sleep. It also helps the healing cycle, because without sleeping deeply in a REM or a rapid eye movement sleep, you are never really sleeping. Most people, after the blue light, after the polyester fabrics, after the drama of the television, after the friends and the family and all the grief and all the emotions settle down for you to go to bed, you never go totally to sleep. You're in fight or flight. This helps to disengage the fight or flight. It's called tranquility. You also receive a tooth powder in this package. The tooth powder in this package is to help eradicate the parasites in your mouth, in your gums, in your teeth. Yes. You have them there too. That's that taste you get in the morning when you wake up. Your mouth tastes bad because there was creatures in there all night laying and praying and going to parasite church and doing all kinds of things in your mouth. And when you're getting rid of parasites in your colon, did you know this? As you destroy the ones that are in your colon, you know where they go? Directly to the opposite side, to the mouth. So your average colon cleanse, do they have something for your teeth, for your breath, for your mouth, for your tongue? No. So we created it. It's a tooth powder, comes with the cleanse. Some people love the tooth powder because it brightens their teeth. Their breath is amazing, and they just feel like their gums begin to heal just from the tooth powder. Also in this package are 2 bottles of the Quantum Paracleanse. And every so many months, I get a call from people that say, well, Dr. B, I don't want to buy, I can't afford the whole cleanse. Can I just get the Quantum Paracleanse? Because they think that's what's going to kill the parasites. But it's the whole program working together systemically. It's a rhythm. It's a frequency. It's a sound that we're creating, an electrical voltage for the body that not kills the parasite. It creates an immune system boost in your own body. So your body can now recognize the parasites, because a lot of times your body can't even recognize them because it's been fighting everything. It's been fighting everything you've been living for. So it can't recognize. Your immune system is turned off because you're stressed most of the time. Your immune system only works properly when you're in joy, or when you create the harmony and the frequency of joy and goodness in your body. That's what this cleanse does. So these 2 bottles of Quantum Paracleanse only work with the entire package. So we will not sell it in any way without the entire package. You get 2 bottles because 1 bottle is only going to last you 2 weeks. The other bottle is going to last you another 2 weeks. And as you're taking this product, you're going to get a booklet with this program. But there's a way to take this. You have to step it up, and you have to hunt the parasites. So the first day, this particular bottle, only the Quantum Paracleanse, read your book. It says to take 1 dropper full the first day. What is a dropper full? A dropper full is when you squeeze the liquid and it comes up about 1 inch. You don't try to squeeze or just 1 little drop. It's a dropper full, which is 1 squeeze. Don't try to fill the little tube all the way up either. 1 squeeze. 1 dropper or 1 squeeze the first day. 2 droppers or 2 squeezes the second day. 3 on the third. 4 on the fourth. The parasites are not recognizing what's going on right now. So they're still eating and mating and partying. And you keep going till you get to day 6. At day 6, there's so much of it in your body, you reach what's called critical mass. And when you reach critical mass, they begin to die off really quickly. And you stay on 6 droppers for the rest of the program. You don't miss a day. If you miss it in the morning, take it in the evening. Because when you miss a day, they procreate and they get busy like crazy, because any animal, any being that is faced with its demise is going to mate like crazy for survival. This is a 28-day program. It takes 28 days to interrupt the life cycle of the average superbug. We're talking about superbugs. Remember I said earlier, these are not your regular parasites. These are what? Systemic parasites. They live throughout the system. Those herbs that work for your colon and your digestive tract, they're never going to get to your kidneys and your heart muscle. A lot of people have heartworm. A lot of people have pancreatic flukes. A lot of folks with diabetes have pancreatic fluke worms. And they have flatworms living in their thyroid. It gets deep. And what about your thymus? Do you know what your thymus is, what it does? The thymus gland? That's the master immune system gland. It tells all the troops and all the parts of your body what to attack, when to attack, what's good, what's not good. Your thymus. It also regulates your heartbeat, but it also switches off and on your immune system. And if you're in stress, your immune system doesn't work. So part of this program turns on your immune system. Now, everything I mentioned so far is in a program called the Total Body Program. That one has a lesser price. It's for systemic parasites. This program I'm showing you is the Elevated Total Body Program. It has two more important components. One is vitamin C, a very different type of vitamin C. It's not citric acid. It's not the acidic vitamin C, which you get from most places, from most products. It's an alkaline type of vitamin C, from the camu camu berry to the baobab. This is a very special type of vitamin C that we created because I hadn't seen anything like it. Remember, I said vitamin C is one of the biggest deficiencies we have. So this is a special type of vitamin C which helps to boost your immune system and support healing in the body. It supports cellular regeneration. Then there's another product which is really special. It's called the Master Mushroom Tonic. Now, this one is off the chain. There's 13 special mycelium or medicinal mushrooms in this product. And it has 7 plants that grow in the same area where these mushrooms grow. There is science here. There's symmetry here. They all talk to each other because the mycelium network is the communication, right, internet of nature. It connects all things that are living. It's everywhere. It's all around us, the mycelium network. These medicinal mushrooms, they go to repair broken tissue. They can recognize broken DNA and help repair them. Mushrooms. Many herbs can't do that. Herbs may only do one or two things. Certain herbs are specialists. Magic mushrooms, those are the ones that get you high. This doesn't have the magic mushrooms in it. Somebody's asking, does it have magic mushrooms in it? No. Those no what they call psilocybin in these. These have these other micro and macronutrients that actually begin to repair the tissue from superbugs. So this is the one that helps to get rid of toxoplasma along with the other herbs. Toxoplasma is very challenging to get rid of because it lives in the brain, and the brain blocks almost every type of herb. Lion manes, it does pass the blood-brain barrier, and some of the products that we use in the focus, certain herbs and certain products do pass the blood-brain barrier. But cleansing and detoxing, most of those herbs their frequency is going to damage the brain, and the brain is a very sensitive organ. So there's certain mycelium, there's certain things that can help pass the blood-brain barrier or change the frequency of the blood that's feeding the brain. That master mushroom by itself is amazing. So this whole program, which is called the Elevated Total Body Paracleanse Program, is for systemic parasites eradication and detoxification at a cellular level. It helps with toxoplasma and superbugs. It increases energy and vitality. It boosts the immune system. It helps with chronic illness, weight reduction, improved digestion, peace of mind, and enhances overall wellness. Some of y'all know that this is the one. Yes, the male and the female program are both on sale. In fact, let me go make sure right now. People are asking, are both the male and female program on sale? Let's go here and make sure, because it is a sale along with your discount code. There is a sale that's on until Sunday night. You see, so the products are discounted already, but you'll receive even a bigger discount when you use your 10% off coupon code called named Elevated. What is it? Elevate is your code. Let me give it to you one more time. There we go. Elevate 10% off for anything in your cart, $99 or more. So that's everything, almost everything on the website. So you can invest in yourself. This is a good time. It's fall. So this is when people start having immune problems. They become challenged because of seasonal, disorders. We don't have to have that. And parasites can cause almost every illness you can think of. And if they don't cause the disease, they also will live in the body and create a state where the body is not healing itself. Because if your body is just a little bit ill, parasites eat. When your immune system is working correctly, the parasites have trouble. They got to fight for their lives. But as long as you're just a little ill, a little sick, mentally, physically, and spiritually, guess what? Parasites got you. And I'm going to finish this piece with this. This spring, I received a message that we needed to put something in the program that helped with spiritual parasites. This program, the Elevated Total Body Program and the Total Body Program, and all of the major programs on the website now deal with spiritual parasites. Some of y'all know about these spiritual parasites. You got them through your family. These are things that have been passed down to you through the family, not through DNA, but through the vibratory rate of the family. So we have 3 products that are in this program now that help to deal with eradicating spiritual parasites. That's both in the total body, which is the lesser, smaller program, and the elevated total body, which is our number 1 seller all over the world. So we're now dealing with spiritual parasites. Does that interest you? Is that good or is that good? Yes, there's a booklet that comes with it that tells you how to take it. Read the booklet. The booklet has a lot of information in it. There's a food chart that tells you which foods work for you and which foods will not work for you while you're cleansing and detoxifying. So you're going to change the way you eat, change the way you think, all while you're doing this. And if you're taking the kinesiology class, you're going to become a winner. It's guaranteed. Okay, let's keep going. Symptoms of parasites: low energy, depression, anger, negative thinking, cancer, viruses, colds, flus, allergies, loss of appetite, loss of taste, smell, heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, menstrual problems, vaginal infections, sexual dysfunction, over and underweight, drooling while sleeping, itchy ears, nose, anus, and body, grinding the teeth, gas and bloating, chronic fatigue syndrome, pain in the joints, insomnia, depression, bipolar, tripolar, pentapolar. A lot of people got a lot of polars going on right now. You don't know who you're talking to half the time. Food and drug cravings, rash and pimples, things floating by the eyes, epilepsy, liver, kidney, spleen problems, chronic hunger, and unclear vision, mental imbalances. Think about the unclear vision part. Some of your visions are not clear because of toxoplasma. Some of what you desire, you're not getting because a parasite is controlling your brain and your thinking process. To me, that's deep. Heaven on earth. I got a little heaven on earth here now. This is the one I made originally for my mom, for her nervous system. Don't do that at home. But this helps to relax your system. It helps your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system work in balance. It's traditionally used for anxiety, stress, mood enhancement, nervous system balancing, muscle spasms, pain, relaxation, heart and thyroid tonic. A lot of people have issues with their heart and thyroid gland. It's great for relaxation, great for meditation, and it helps you stay focused by being relaxed and calm, but energized. So it doesn't put you to sleep. It gives you energy, but keeps you calm. Platinum Life Elixir. This is the product that we created along with Dick Gregory. That's why we call it the Gregory Reserve. This is a super product for those who would like to go to the next level and develop the parts of their brain and redevelop and uncalcify, decalcify their pineal gland. It's great for peak performance. It increases your life expectancy by changing your telomeres, repairs your telomeres. That's a whole class we're going to have to teach about telomeres. It helps to lift the mood. It's for anti-aging. It's energizing. It's for a heavy metal detox. You've got heavy metals. You got heavy metals if you're breathing this air. Everybody's got heavy metals. And it's hard to get heavy metals out of your body unless you know which substances that you can use to do that. Now, some people say, well, I use cilantro. How much cilantro are you eating? You're going to need to eat about a pound of cilantro every day. Do you know how much? Cilantro is lightweight. Do you know how big a pound of cilantro is? And you're going to eat that all day? You'll probably have the runs and be running to the bathroom. Cilantro does help with heavy metal detox. At what level? How much you got to take? What we're saying is that in this product, there are things like humic acid, oxyhumic acid, fulvic acid, oxyfulvic acid. These things help to suck heavy metals out of your body. It helps to change the frequency of those things. It contains gold. Everybody's talking about gold water. This has the gold, but it also has the platinum, iridium, which is your timekeeper, palladium, which helps to protect your auric field. It has copper, which helps it's more of a conductor of electricity. It has lithium, which helps to balance your brain waves. This is a powerful product. There's nothing like this, I can guarantee you, on the planet. And those of you who are taking it, who have had it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is for those who are really ready to go to the next level. Available at elevationtime.com. I talked about focus. It's for better memory, increased attention, discipline, confidence, and feeling limitless and unstoppable. Wouldn't that be good? We talked about cotton. We have these cotton I Allow hoodies. We still have a few left on the website. These things, just wearing your mantra, wearing something that is actually feeding you. When you are wearing your mantra, which moves you towards your goal, your body is programmed to success. This is wintertime coming, fall. This is a high quality product. It's folks who came to our Transcendence event, and the folks were putting on their hoodies and they were saying, oh my God, this feels so good. I feel so warm. I feel like a hug. I feel beautiful, because it's made out of 100% organic cotton. And 100% organic cotton is not cheap. So sometimes we need to invest in ourselves. And we have a couple new t-shirts coming out and a couple new hoodies that we're working on right now, so that you're wearing your mantra, you're wearing your medicine, which is helping you stay focused on your goal. There also is a mug. We have a I Allow mug, and it's at the website also. And that mug has, it says on it, I allow love, peace, and harmony. It's on the mug. So the water and whatever you put in that is programmed by that frequency. Study the work of Dr. Emoto, how water takes on the frequency and the life force and the thought of the person that's holding it. Imagine that you had this mug that is automatically programmed for success. Wow, it's deep. Something else on the website that's brand new, that was introduced at our Transcendent events that we had just a couple weeks ago, which was an amazing event. Some of you have seen pictures and clips on IG. If you haven't, go over to IG, become a follower of Dr. Be Serious, and you can see some of the clips from the Transcendent event. It was amazing. Nothing like it. Transformative. Some of you that were there, wow, this was amazing. The people who have changed forever, because what we did was we did a group subconscious alignment. We joined in music and fellowship. The food was amazing. And we may be doing another one soon. So just keep your eyes and make sure you're on the email list at elevationtime.com. You must opt into the email list. I can't put you on the email list. Okay. You have to go do it yourself and go through this little test, because a lot of folks have been attempting to break into our website and put other people's names on our list. So right now there's new levels of security on our website and on our email list. But this product that we introduced at the event is called Shilajit. Shilajit is a type of humic acid that comes from India. Shilajit means conqueror of mountains. This material has all the minerals in it. It makes you powerful, keeps you focused, it keeps you aware. It's called Shilajit. Some of you know about Shilajit. Well, we have a special version of Shilajit, which we got directly, because a lot of the Shilajit that we're getting today, it's not organic, because Shilajit helps to pull toxins out of soil. So some people are using shilajit to pull toxins out of the soil and then repurpose it and selling it to people as the real shilajit. It is, but it now has the toxins from soil. And you got to be careful with some of these other countries because their quality control is different. You got to be careful with the quality control from America. So we have a very special shilajit on the website, and it's a special price, and it's been sourced from myself and tested, and people who are taking it saying, wow, Dr. B, this is really supercharging everything. Okay. We talked about the Master Mushroom Tonic. You can buy it by itself. It doesn't have to come in the cleanse. It's a super immune enhancement tonic. It's a hyper antioxidant, not a super antioxidant, a hyper antioxidant, which helps to protect your cells. Antioxidants help to protect your cells from damage. It's an intracellular rejuvenation product. Master Mushroom Tonic. Nothing like it on the planet. Essential Balance. This is your minerals and your vitamins, and it's a meal replacer. It helps to scrape the lectins out of your digestive tract. I talked about lectins earlier, how they're created or formed when you eat certain things like tomatoes. The skin of tomatoes are full of lectins, the seeds of tomatoes, certain potatoes, things like that, nightshades. A lot of them have these things called lectins, and it actually destroys your ability to have a proper digestion. And it also changes the way your hormones work. So this product is it's a cleanser of lectins, but it also is a meal replacer. It tastes amazing. It has your vitamins and minerals and things like your sea moss and all of those sea vegetables and bladderwrack, the things that folks are really saying they desire. But it also has a lot of green food in it, like spirulina and matcha. Try it out at elevationtime.com. You are the gold mine. Are you looking for the gold mine? Or are you becoming goal-minded? It's up to you to move towards gold, to be able to make the proper choice, to move in the direction that's best for you. We were all born gold-minded, but we began to make choices based on stories and mistruths and half-truths, because we were born during a time where people were trained to be manipulators of the facts. But we're out of that now. It's up to each one of us to choose the best, to be the best. Our class on Saturday, make sure you sign up as quickly as possible because this one is going fast. You want to save your seat. There's only a certain bandwidth we can have. The class, The Body Never Lies, Part 2, Class 2, this Saturday. You can sign up now and you can watch it or view it later. And you can share it with your family, with your friends. That's up to you. But I'd have them invest too, because once you're investing, you need to stop giving everything away. A lot of times we want everybody else to get involved. Okay? So if you'd like to sign up for the class, go to elevationtime.com. It's one of the first things you see. Also, join the email list. And I would like to thank each one of you who have invested or donated to Elevation. We are a foundation. And we do what we do to help people help themselves. So your donations go to research. There's a lot of research that goes into what we do. In fact, when you're purchasing a product, a lot of that income goes to research and finding out things that are different, that are on the leading edge. So I want to thank each of you for donating to the Elevation website. And I'd like to thank you, those of you who are members, and all of you who are here for the first time. Welcome. My highest choice is that you've enjoyed yourself, you've learned something. And my even higher choice is that you'll be there on Saturday. This Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Body Never Lies. Explore how words, tones, and feelings attract or repel our desired outcomes. Learn to formulate a proper question and receive an exact answer. Learn how melody, rhythm, and tone attracts or repels your desired outcomes. Experience more flow and ease and independence. And before I go, we all need to learn how to organize our lives a little better. Go check out organicorganizers.com. These folks help you put your life in perspective and organize things. A lot of our life, we're disorganized. We're all over the place. We use organic organizers to help us organize things here at Elevation. They're amazing. They can do it right over the internet. They also can help you with your daily tasks to stay on course. You see, the wealthiest people in the world, they hire consultants. Organic Organizers is a great place to start. To check out what they do. They also have some booklets about gluten and about, food and switching from one diet to another diet. And they have another division called a real life coach. They are great organic life coaches, real life coach. You need to figure out what a real life coach is. And they tell you when you go to the website so you can know what a real life coach is to help you move towards your goal. We could love, right? We all could love to have more love, right? Organic Organizers. They're friends of Elevation and they can help you improve your life. Organicorganizers.com. Check them out. Let them know Dr. B sent you. And one more place, improveyourlife.us. Improveyourlife.us is where we get things like the quantum light. How many of you know about the quantum light and how it changes the energy of everything you shine it on? Also, there are products like these that help to where's my other ones over here? They're not here. They help to redirect radiation, because radiation is big. It's everywhere. It's all around us. It's your microwave antennas. It's your modem, 5G, 4G, 3G. They got 6G now. So at improveyourlife.us, this is where the products are created that help to change the levels of radiation and toxicity in your environment. Improveyourlife.us. Now, it's not a public website. So if you go there, you have to say Dr. B sent you. So they distribute all of these products for us. The company is based in Germany. They're using quantum physics to actually do this. Some of you have used some of these products, and even in here at Elevation, there is no radiation in this building. None, because the frequency of it has been changed. Even the water, they have something that you can put on your water pipe or that you can rub on your water glass to help crystallize your water, to help to detoxify your water and reorganize the minerals in your water. Go check out improveyourlife.us. Now, it's a wild, old school website. It's a lot of information there. Okay? So go check them out. Make sure you say that you were sent by Dr. B. Otherwise, they're not going to sell you anything. So those are friends of us. And if you really want to get into the music that I've been playing, or earlier I played music, in most of my classes I played music. Those downloads, that music is at elevationtime.com. It's called medicine music, something created by us here. It's very, very powerful music that helps to heal your body and your mind. Everything is based on frequency. So if you'd like to download the music at Dr. B's website, we live over at elevationtime.com. Dr. B's Medicine Music and Medicine Music Collective. You can actually get all of our music products for one investment. You can get the whole bundle. So go invest in yourself. Okay? So thank you very much. I'm going to show the website once again, elevationtime.com. And much love to all of you. My highest choice is that you go over and sign up at elevationtime.com on our email list. You must opt in yourself. We cannot put you in. You must sign up on yourself. You must opt in and make that choice. Okay? And the class on Saturday, The Body Never Lies Class 2. You don't have to have taken 1 to get a lot out of this class, because you can take 2 and go back and watch 1 and gain that information too. You see? Somebody says, Dr. B, how do we go about purchasing the I Allow meditation? Well, you can't find it on the website because it's not there yet. I'm still working on those. They're not done. They're not finished. I'm just giving you little teasers. But it will be, that new product will be out. We'll send a message to everybody. It'll be on IG, Facebook. You'll get a message. And we got some new things that we're creating for Facebook also. So make sure you join our Facebook page, Dr. Be Serious, on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube and Facebook. We can't take any more people on. We can't even have any more people over on Facebook because it's only a certain amount they let you have. But join our YouTube channel, Doctah Be Serious, DOCTAH, the letter B, and Serious, SIRIUS, like the star. So stay in touch and figure out who you are and what you're ready to do and what will you invest with. What will you invest in? When you learn how to say yes and how to say no to the right things, your life changes. But to think twice is blasphemy. We got to know how to choose once again. So this class is very powerful, and it's something that you can use for the rest of your life to answer the questions that you have deep inside of you and the answers that are also deep inside of you. I would like to thank you very much, all of you. I would like to thank the staff of Elevation for all of the work that they do, the commitments. Those of you who are friends of the family and friends and, what do we call our extended family? Thank you. Thank you for your investments. Thank you for yourself. Give yourself a round of applause. Celebrate your life. It's a beautiful time, y'all. Get out of the mainstream. Never mind what they're talking about. What are you talking about? Your inner dialogue is what creates your outer reality and your outer dialogue. I'm going to leave you with the words of my good friend, Brother Selah. This is something we put together that will be out soon also. We're creating a couple new projects, actually 4 new products. But this one is powerful. To think twice is blasphemy. This is off the chain. I'm playing the conga drums and he's dropping the science. And y'all just listen to this and take this home with you. I'll see you all on Saturday.
Yes, Great Mother, thou hast patiently protected my purpose. Difficult this path of perfection. Indeed, the dead shall not know this glory. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. The desert of my soul has been drenched by the waters of life, liberated from labels, lacking no thing. This is the way of wisdom, the testament of tears, formed in the bowels of becoming, bringing forth the fruit of freedom. Bind not the beloved with busyness nor boredom. Rest is the reward of the Lord. Victory is assured to those that endure the depths of indecision. With perfect vision, pierce the veil of illusion, vanquish the villains of virtue, heal heaven's broken heart. Thou art imperishable, everlasting isness, nameless, blameless, purity personified. Be not tied to sensation, temptation, nor desire the temporal fires that burn your blessings. Shake till you wake, take your place amongst the luminous race, wrapped in royal radiance, transcending beginnings and endings, firmly rooted in the love above. Time is the enemy. Seconds are missed moments. Seconds are missed moments. Seconds are missed moments. We are inspired by shadows, moving by images, wildly wiggling our way through wonderland. Thou shalt not want. It is the perceived condition of lack that brings forth desire. Desire wants to fill its emptiness. Obviously, where is that emptiness? Where is that problem that takes your attention, consuming your moments? These are tricks of the brain trained to defend its temporariness. A jealous God demanding the allegiance of my members. It remembers what me forgot. It is and is not a nebulous nuisance needing more. Always. When one attempts to mature in consciousness through a fear-based perceptual lens, limiting beliefs in self will systematically sabotage the soul's ascension towards the freedom of knowing. Knowing demands surrender. Surrender befriends compassion. Compassion is the doorway to divine thought. Divine thought actualizes itself as pure potential. This omnipotent guiding force attempts to navigate its dualistic expression through socially enforced insecurities, creating antichrist archetypes that ultimately destroy the natural evolutionary process. Man does indeed possess the spark. It is unfortunately masked in the mystery that mesmerizes minds, confines men to mere mortality, a finite fallacy that feeds on fear. Fast from your past, fan the flames of fruition, finish your mission, listen to the babies, smell the daisies, birth yes from maybes, free yourself of yourself. Everything else is fake. Fear's an illusion, confusion is choosing when there's no choice. The voice heard first is Christ, so to think twice is blasphemy. For those with souls that see and hearts that hear, well, it's always now. Wow. Selah.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Brother Selah. We just something just came to our attention here. Our class on the flyer says that it's at 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. And I've been saying 10. And I need to go and make sure that this is correct on the website so that we all know the correct time for this class. The class actually was at, oh, we're going to change it. It's going to be at 11 a.m. since that was on the flyer. We made a misstep. We're changing that right now. Please forgive us for the confusion. Let's make sure I'm changing that as we think. That's the 26th. The time is going to be 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the class. That was confusing. So it will be 11. So those of you who need to change your schedule, you get an extra hour. But yes, it's going to be 11 a.m., not 10 a.m. this Saturday. So please forgive us. We do make mistakes every once in a while. And much love to you all. Don't forget to be yourself and to be your best self and allow yourself to rise. See you at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Allow yourself to be your best self. Just allow. See you Saturday. You are the gold mine. Much love. I allow myself to be my best self. To be creative. And to let go. I allow myself to live an elevated life, to stay focused and clear, always moving towards a goal. I allow myself to let go and to learn to live and to grow. I allow myself time and space. I allow. I allow myself to feel. Travel light.